Okay, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to go make a cup of tea, because I've finished this cup of tea. I'm going to bring up Asmongold's video, reacting to me. It's 40 minutes long. We're going to go for longer. And I'm going to react to Asmongold's reaction, but I'm going to bring something new to this reaction meta. I'm probably not even going to talk about what he says in the video. What I'm going to do is I'm going to chat to you guys, and then every now and again, we're going to play his video. I might not even acknowledge what he says. Who knows? Who knows? It's 8 o'clock. Okay, class. You have 5 minutes to pop to the bathroom. No, you cannot go at the same time. One of you will go first, and then when you come back, the other person will go. Because if you both go together, I know you're just going to mess around and take longer. This isn't a chatting break. This isn't playtime. This is bathroom break. And then you can get a snack. You can get a drink. You sit down, and then we play. Understand that the next 2 or 3 hours of your life is now going to be reacting to stuff. Okay, I've obviously resized the camera. You know what? We're sticking with it. It's fine. We're going with this. This is how we're going to work from now on. Face. This is just react like this. You know what? Maybe this is a bit too big. Let's go down to about here. That's fine. We'll start to here. There's a bit of crickling going on with the green screen. I'm not going to change it. I'm just going to commit to it. Go with that. Magma, how are you so handsome? I'll tell you why, Magma. Because when God made me, I said, make me look slightly less handsome than Magma Slayer 13. And this was the result. Now, what we're going to watch is Asmongold reacting to me explaining something. And I will pause when I believe there's an important moment that needs to be reacted to. And we may be here for a while, so get ready.
Why old MMOs feel better.
That's the title. What Asmongold has established is this is the name of the video that he is about to be reacting to. The audience is now fully aware of the content that is being viewed, and if they want to view it themselves on YouTube, they can type in that name, the video will pop up. So what he's done is immediately establish a connection to the media that he is reacting to. We're on the same page. Can you repeat it? I didn't get it. Yes, we can.
Why old MMOs feel better.
Notice how as well he ends the better with an almost questioning inflection. And the reason he does that is because on the thumbnail there is a question mark implying that, oh, are they better? Who knows? There's an air of mystery. There's an air of uncertainty. Someone in the chat's like, for fuck's sake, look, it's Saturday. Don't pretend that you've got anywhere better to be. Okay? I don't. I could be out partying. I could be out throwing shapes. I could be out being hip and cool. But no, we're all inside. We're all on Twitch. Some of you are at work skiving off watching Twitch. Let's just agree that we've all collectively agreed to be here. And we're just going to make this last as long as we possibly can. Here we go. Many long-time MMO players fondly reminisce about the days gone when MMOs were far less optimized than they are now. Do you believe that older MMO players reminisce about days gone? Do you genuinely? Because every time I speak to someone, it's like, oh, EverQuest was better. Oh, Asheron's Call was better. Oh, Ultima Online was better. Oh, this was better. That was better. It was all better. You never hear, well, you very, very rarely hear someone say, yeah, I started playing during EverQuest. I started playing during Asheron's Call, and let me tell you, those old games were crap. The games we've got today, much better. Far superior. Much, much, much better than we were. You very, very rarely hear older MMO players actively praising the newer games as being better. And I think this is because a lot of people don't understand the idea behind critique is not to say whether you enjoyed it more, or you had a better life at the time, or you had a better experience, but whether the game was objectively better. And it's very hard to objectively discuss design, because some people like certain things and some people like others. But in general, I believe lots of MMO players, especially older ones, like to say that older games were better. And I believe there is a psychological basis for why they believe that, and that's exactly what I go into in this video. Everyone in the chat right now, have you already seen this video? Because I've seen my version, but I haven't yet watched Asmon's reaction. This is my first time watching Asmon's reaction. Zeppler reacted to your video too and said it's the best video about MMOs. Did she? Give me a moment. Don't go anywhere. I've got an idea. This might be dumb. We're going to react to both videos reacting to me at the same time. I don't know if this has been done before. This is probably going to be the clip. It takes several hours, tens to hundreds of hours, for a YouTube content creator to create original content. It doesn't take as long for a reactor to react to that content, and some people are saying that the reaction meta is harming the creation of original content. So, I have a solution. I'm going to react to all the videos that react to my original videos, but in order to save time, I'm going to react to all of the videos that are reacting to all of my original videos at the same time, and we'll just jump between both of them. Okay? Here we go. The games were more of a struggle to play. The old guy, a struggle to play. Do you believe games were a struggle to play? Were older games a struggle to play? Has anyone else reacted to this? Hang on. Is 2 enough? Like, is 2 enough? If you can find me someone else who's reacted to this, we will find more. Someone just said, you're really milking it now. Clicky, you do understand the irony of telling me that I'm really milking my own content when I'm reacting to a 40-minute and a 32-minute reaction to an 18-minute video that I made. Like, yeah, I am milking it. I made the frickin' video. That's why I'm milking it. It's my cow. Right. Let's go. Well, I can't even remember what I said. Let's just go to Zeppler.
Content suggestions channel that is in the Discord. We have that. Convinced me that old MMOs are better, feel better. Pretty LA, thanks for stopping me, because Lord knows MMOs have evolved very, very much.
MMOs have evolved very, very much. Let's take a 20-minute discussion about how MMORPGs have evolved. How have MMOs evolved? Do I not have opinions? Do you have opinions on the reaction culture of YouTube? I'm so glad you asked that, Oren. I do have opinions on reaction culture of YouTube, and I think I'll spend the next 4 or 5 hours explaining it to you. I was a big fan of your first reaction, but you're really milking it with the second. That's true, Gilded Wrath. You're not wrong. You're absolutely not wrong at all. People are like, not again. Could you turn your volume up slightly? I'll turn me up a little bit. There we go. How's that? Is my volume a bit higher now? Is that a bit better? Poll my opinion. No, because you'll do it 50-50. We're not doing it. Have MMORPGs evolved? I think they have. And the reason I think they have is because I think MMOs started as chat rooms. When the MMO game began, it was a chat room. And a game was attached onto it. And it was just fun that you could chat online. You could chat online. You could hang out. It was fun. And then it evolved into the whole kind of, oh, it has to be a game now. MUDs, multi-user dungeons. Or even just text-based stuff. It was just mostly chatting. Play both videos while you talk, and then just back them up after. Just play both at the same time. No, that would be silly. And we're not here to be silly. Zeppler is reacting to your stream right now. Is that true? Like, is Zeppler legit reacting to this stream immediately? Can I react to Zeppler's stream? Hang on. I'm going to pull that up. If that's true, we're pulling that up. Let me just type in Zeppler. Because if she is, Zeppler HQ is live. She is... We're pulling that up. Zeppler, I've got you on my phone. Alright?
Okay, so...
See what she's up to.
Alright, so right now he's reacting to my...
Zeppler HQ is
reacting.
Live. She is...
Oh shit, this is myself I'm hearing. Oh shit, oh
Zeppler,
shit.
this is your stream now. Keep going.
He's with too many levels.
Zeppler, this is your stream now. Keep going.
I'm scared.
Right, Zeppler, I'm going to play your video. I'm going to need you to listen to your video. No, you've committed to this now. We've committed. Let's keep going.
Zeppler,
I'm going to play your video. I need you to listen very carefully to yourself, Zeppler, and then provide commentary. Here we go. We've committed.
Over the years.
Many
And we also know that Yoshi P. Sorry to like pause him instantly, but we also know Yoshi P. Played the crap out of a lot of old MMOs.
long-time MMO players fondly reminisce about the days gone when MMOs were far less optimized than they are now, when the games were more of a struggle to play.
We're going to pause it there. A struggle to play. Zeppler, do you believe old games were a struggle to play? This is the worst possible way to do any kind of immediate kind of like chat. We've got 4 links going on. Games were a struggle to play. This is the worst possible way to do any kind of immediate kind of like chat. We've got 3.
Okay, so yes, I think that you're correct, and I'm also correct, and I'm so glad that we can just be correct in such a public way, and I'm totally listening to all of the audio that's happening right now, and I just hope everyone can react along with us to what we're seeing and the way that we're having this conversation. Yeah.
Everyone. I mean, I can tweet Asmongold right now.
Let me act along with us.
We could get him on Discord.
And the way that we're having back to you, Josh.
Everyone. Thank you. Excellent. Back to me. Let's play Asmongold's video, and then you can give your input on this as well, Zeppler.
We could.
But complains about today's modern MMO conveniences like tutorials, fast travel, quest markers, minimaps, group finders, and the lack of need to communicate. Many say MMOs have lost the social soul they had so long.
Okay.
We're going to hold it there for a bit. Do we need to get... Is Asmongold streaming right now? Reacting to Zeppler, reacting to you, reacting to Zeppler, reacting to Asmongold, reacting to you. Look, when I told you that the reaction meta was how YouTube is going, this is how it... You know what? Zeppler, how's your day going? Reacting to Zeppler, reacting to you, reacting to Zeppler, reacting to Asmongold, reacting to you. Look, when I told you that the reaction meta was how YouTube is going, this is how it... You know what? Zeppler, how's your day going?
It's, here's the thing that's... Yes. Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's here's the thing. It's as content creators and streamers, this is the only way for us to communicate, and that's what normal people don't understand. The only way that we can talk to each other is by reacting to each other's videos, and in that video we give each other the commentary on what we've noticed in that video. Like, I can't just make a comment, and I can't just, I don't know, like write a message or anything like that. I have to react, and this is how we have conversations. So I think for most people this might be a little bit hard to understand. But someone like you, or someone like Asmongold, I mean, we get it, right?
Yeah, I was explaining to my viewers earlier that to become content creators, we have to sell our legs. That's actually how it works. We have to give our legs over to Mr. Twitch, who is in charge of everything. Yeah, I was explaining to my viewers earlier that to become content creators, we have to sell our legs. That's actually how it works. We have to give our legs over to Mr. Twitch, who is in charge of everything.
Wait, Mr. Twitch is in chat. Wait. Mr. Twitch is in the chat right now?
No, Mr. Twitch is gone, okay? He's not here right now.
But
Mr. Twitch is like Homelander. No one wants him around.
Mr. Twitch finds out that we're doing this. What if he tells Mr. YouTube?
No, Mr. What if he tells Mr. YouTube? No one wants him around.
Mr. Twitch finds out that we're doing this. What if he tells Mr. YouTube?
How many loops are going on right now? Because my phone is replaying all of this, and you know what? Hang on, I'm just going to get you up on the screen. That's just let me. I'm going to hang on, stop. All right, don't worry. It's gonna be fine. Those are too many loops. Let me just sort this out for a second. Perfect. What we've got now is this is the metaverse. What we'll do, guys, is we'll do this. I'm gonna put Zeppler on mute. This is the metaverse. Zeppler, I'm gonna put you there, lower. So I will continue reacting to Asmongold and Zeppler's reaction to my video, and if you, as a viewer on this stream, get bored of what I'm doing, you can watch this stream in the corner of Zeppler watching this stream. In fact, if you want to, you could even watch the corner of Zeppler's stream watching this stream. because that will, in effect, be the same stream. People are saying, can you please align the windows? You know what? No. No, fuck you. Okay? I'm making them even more out of alignment. Don't tell me what to do. Right, let us continue. See, and now Zeppler's just on Wikipedia for some reason. Right, Zeppler, if you do something interesting, I'm going to stop listening to these reactions and just start questioning what you're doing on your stream. But we are going to get back to the original reaction of Zeppler's reaction to Asmon, to me, to the... I don't even know where we are now. Right, you know what? New idea, new plan, new... Stop. Stop. I've got an idea. Don't worry. It's gonna go great. What we've got now, as well, I mean, the adverts are still playing because I don't pay for Twitch, but we've got... That's this stream. We've got Asmongold's reaction to my original video that we're going to react to. I think you've got Zeppler muted. Yes, I have, because we've got 4 different audio streams going on, 5 if you include the microphone, and all of them are just looping. Where's Callum Upton? So we've got Asmongold's reaction, Zeppler's reaction, the stream, which contains all of them, and Zeppler's just live stream, as she's doing it anyway. Okay, here we go. Right, Zeppler, why are you in the chat? Trust Josh to unravel the quantum loops. Everything is a reaction to everything else. You were here. If you were here right now, this is going to go down in Twitch history. Right, let's react to Asmon reacting to me, and then react to Zeppler reacting to me, and then watch Zeppler watching me reacting to Asmon reacting to Zeppler reacting to me.
Long ago and simply answers memory.
Nice.
However, many of the modern advancements people blame...
I heard that New World's getting a lot of big updates. I'm actually thinking it might be time to come back to New World, guys.
It's not. That's... no. If you want to go back to New World, yeah, that's fine. That's your own choice. But in general, not really. I honestly don't think it's... I mean, it's not a bad game anymore. It's definitely solid, but it's not... It hasn't managed to break into the top 5, has it? It hasn't managed to become one of the top... It's not going to be as memorable as EverQuest. That's the way. How should this be edited? Visa, the editor, the runner of Josh Drive Says, is in the chat right now crying. He has no idea. Right, but no, New World, I don't necessarily think it's worth your money. If it's on sale, potentially. But I don't think it's worth your money as it is right now. Unmute Zeppler or get her in Discord. Hang on. Right, what I'll do is... Oh, I can't even do it on the phone because then it just plays out. Fine. We'll unmute Zeppler on my phone so I can hear what she's saying. But then I'll try to not have this be too close to the microphone. Okay, so now I can hear what she's saying. So this is how we're going to communicate from now on. No, it's okay. You're only in my face now. You're only in my head. No one else can hear you. It's not going to be in front of the microphone. It's not going to cause loops. See? Yeah, I did outsmart you. Okay? Your move. You should consider talking to Asmon and Rich about being a permanent member on Oldcraft. Yeah, I mean, they were nice guys. Ladies and gents, if you're not involved in Zeppler's stream, you could go and be over there. You could go and watch it. I can hear her laughing a lot. We could even unmute her here. Ladies and gents, if you're not involved in Zeppler's stream, you could go and be over there. You could go and watch it. I can hear her laughing a lot. We could even unmute her here. I can see you trying not to laugh. Not involved in Zeppler's stream. You could go.
I'm very quiet now.
You could go and watch it.
Because
I can hear her laughing a lot. We could even unmute her here. I can see you trying not to laugh. I like how you're trying to be really quiet, and then as you start breathing heavily, you move closer to the microphone.
I don't want to ruin the react. I don't want to ruin the react. I'm just watching, you know,
I like how you're trying to be really quiet, and then as you start breathing heavily, you move closer to the microphone.
I don't want to ruin the react. I don't want to ruin the react. Okay. Okay. I'm just watching, you know,
I like how you're trying to be really quiet, and then as you start breathing heavily, you move... The echo is funny, make her louder, the audio loops. It will. Right, the reason I've got to mute... I can still hear her on this. The reason I've got to mute Zeppler on the actual stream is simply because the audio loops, because I'm going to tell you a secret right now, guys. We didn't actually plan this. Like, as professional as all this looks, it's not planned. It was just some kind of, spontaneity happened there. This is the loop. This is my first time in your stream. This is how it usually goes. It's how it usually ends up. It's not how it starts. Here's what I think should happen. Zepla's a lovely girl, by the way. I think we should organise an actual time for myself and Zepla to sit down and chat at some point. We should actually find some time to sit down, have a chat. We'll play some Final Fantasy XIV. I'll walk her through some of the more difficult parts. I know that she's a gamer girl, so she needs someone to come and tank for her. I get it. We'll play it through. I'll explain. We'll go to the Golden Saucer. I'll win some gil, which is what they call money at the Golden Saucer. And yeah, it'll be a good time. But right now, we are going to go back and we're going to watch the reactions to the original video. And because I know for a fact Zepla's on right now, we're going to start with her. No, only Nintendogs. Final Fantasy XIV, most people don't know this, Final Fantasy XIV actually started off as a mod for Nintendogs. It's kind of like how Portal started off as a mod for Half-Life. And then the FF14 Nintendogs mod, it got way out of hand. And then they made a game out of it. That's how it works. Right. Doesn't even play Golden Saucer. Doesn't even know it's MGP. I've played the Golden Saucer before. I know where the Golden Saucer is. The Golden Saucer is in Final Fantasy VII in the desert. And if you go into the desert, there's a big green thing that attacks you. And you know what it's called? It's called Emerald Gun. That's what it's called. Don't tell me that I don't know about secret things in Final Fantasy games.
The old guard complains about today's modern MMO conveniences like tutorials, fast travel, quest markers, minimaps, group finders, and the lack of need to communicate. Many say MMOs have lost the social soul they had so long ago and...
Social soul. Do you believe... Can you rewind the video? I mean, like the Twitch video live or the videos that I'm watching? Because you don't want that. You think you do, but you don't. No? You think you want that. Because, you remember all those times when you were in town spamming, need a tank, need a tank, need a tank, need a tank? You don't remember that. Okay? You don't want that, but we do. You look, right, you don't want that, okay? Whenever anyone starts challenging me, I'm going to channel the spirit of the Kotick. I'm going to channel the spirit of Blizzard through me. And I'm just going to have the attitude of, actually, you guys have no idea what you want. Let's continue watching the video.
Simply aren't as memorable. However, many of the modern...
Yeah, but the first thing that comes to mind is... I remember what it was like in Vanilla WoW to not have the duty finder, and you had to manually find people to join your party. And this was a colossal pain in the ass. Yes.
It was a colossal pain in the ass. It truly was. People got this wrong about the video. I said in the video that overcoming adversity often brings feelings of... I love how Zap, I can see you. You're nodding along that you agree with yourself. You're like, I am so right. Oh, I put it so well. Right. Overcoming adversity does not necessarily mean the process of overcoming it is fun. It just means that you feel good about it. You can look back on a process that you freaking hate. Shut up, you do it too. Yeah, of course I agree with myself. I think I'm right. I mean, if I'm discussing something with someone and someone says something they disagree, someone different to me, I'm going to say, well, I would agree with you, but then we'd both be wrong. The thing with overcoming adversity is it doesn't necessarily have to be fun, but it is still fulfilling.
Yes, I had a packed friends list, which was awesome because you needed a packed friends list to write people and be like, hey, like, I know this person is a healer. Hey, will you heal for our run of whatever right now? Of Shadow Fangkeep or whatever. It wasn't Shadow Fangkeep.
Right, we are 1 minute, 22 seconds, 23 seconds into Zepla's reaction, and 33 seconds into Asmongold's reaction, and we are 31 minutes into this reaction. Who's texting me? Who is involved? I swear to God, unless it's someone who's actively watching this stream right now. Oh my God, we just lost Josh. No, I'm here still. Don't you worry. Phone. This is peak React content. Is that another reactor? I will call up the Spiffing Brit if we need to. We can get him involved. We can get Callum Upton on the line right now. Like, we could literally get him in this chat. Don't do it. Do it. It's Callum. It's Callum. Hang on. Right. Is Callum on Discord right now? I'm not even going to tell him that this is what it's for. We're just going to see if he's asleep. He has like weird sleeping hours. He wakes up at some random time. He goes to bed at some random time. He does random work. I don't know if he's streaming right now. I mean, Discord says that he's on, but I don't know if he's actually on there. Can you tell him Yorkshire Gold is mediocre? Well, no, I'm not going to go and lie to Spiff, am I? Why would I do that? I'll call you up. We'll see if he gets the message. If he gets the message, I'll give him a call. Let's return. Callum's got game dev sleeping hours. Let's return to Zeppler's original reaction. We are 30 minutes into this reaction. We've watched 2 minutes combined of 70 minutes. We're going to have to get a move on here. Pray return. What, to Waking Sands?
Doesn't matter. Whatever the dungeon was, will you come? And then they would say, yeah. And you're like, yes. So I'm glad I have this big friends list because I have so many different people to ask to do stuff with. But this was an enormous pain in the ass, first of all. And second, like, I wonder if it had something to do with the generation of people that were playing it at that time and our age.
Do you believe that older people had more patience? And do you think it was because the older pace of life was just slower? Is that what it was? Because every single generation believes the generation after them is lazy. Every single one. You can go back to Greek, you can go back to Roman, you can go back to dinosaur times. All right, they found diaries written by dinosaurs. That's what the Land Before Time films are based on. And every single generation says that every previous generation is lazy. They do. I swear to God, every single generation, the generation before us is lazy. No, it's just different. It's just different, man. The time before Automated Group Finder and the time after Automated Group Finder. Does RuneScape have a group finder? Old school RuneScape. For its world bosses. Because doing Bandos was pretty much talking to your mates and going, hey, want to go and do Bandos? Doing God Wars was, hey, want to go and do God Wars? Want to go and do this? Want to go and do that? Josh, you should sometimes repeat the same sentence a few times in a row just to screw with people. Josh, you should sometimes repeat the same sentence. It's too obvious, no, doing it there. It's far too obvious doing it there. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's far too obvious doing it there. I mean, it's a good idea, but it's far too obvious doing it there. Let's carry on. So, Diablo 2 was better than Diablo 3. I mean, yeah, that's pretty obvious. We all know that.
Did we just have more free time? Did people have more free time back then? Was it just like so many kids playing that everybody had less responsibilities and commitments that they...
Okay, I just want to point out right now that in Zeppler's reaction video, her cursor is hovering over the dislike button. Not a fan of this. We are really patient nowadays. Anyway, you can put me on 1.25 speed or 1.5 times if you want. I mean, that's very kind of you. That is very kind of you. Hang on. Okay, let's keep going.
I do today, but then again, I mean, I had to go to school for the full day, and I just played all night. But okay, it doesn't matter. I don't want to go on a huge rant, but that's first thing that does come to mind. Okay.
Don't challenge me on stream, Zeppler. Don't do it. I've got a lot of free time. I've got the evening free. I've got a cup of tea. I bought a box, a frickin' crate of protein bars. I can live in this room for the next week. I don't need to leave. Mr. Twitch has got my legs. I'm not going anywhere, am I? We've got 4 videos to watch, one of them which is a complete loop of everything we're doing currently. In fact, if I move my head very slightly, you can actually see all of me. Hang on, I've got to just use the chair to lower myself down. Hang on. There we go. Look at that. There's one there. If I go to this side, in fact, look at that. You've got just a line going down. What if I can high five myself? Yeah. There we go. Give yourself a high five. No one's done that before. This is the reaction meta. And now, unfortunately, I've got to do that thing where you try and raise the chair up, but without doing the kind of awkward jump motion. No one can do it. Okay, you've got to just... There we go. That was smooth. That's as smooth as you're going to get. Bo Burnham predicted this. Bo Burnham was a frickin' prophet. Let's go back to Asmon's video.
And New World's dead. if you want to shit on New World, can you at least admit that it's commendable that they're working so hard to improve the game? Think about how many games come out and like they just don't really go very well and they just give up. And then to make New World...
This is another interesting point. If a game comes out and it's broken, first of all, you don't deserve a broken game. You deserve the best game that a company could possibly make first time. But if a company then try and fix it afterwards, that is commendable. You do need to commend them for that. But it does not... And this is, again, it's part of internet culture. We want things to be all good or all bad. We want all black and all white. If a game comes out and it's bad, you want people to improve it. So they improve it. But then you constantly keep going back to, yeah, but it was bad. You need, and Asmon's right here, you need to commend people when they improve. But you also need to hold people to higher standards originally because you want games to come out already made. Like No Man's Sky. Has Callum replied yet? I bet he hasn't. He hasn't. Oh, man. What a failure. No. Right, what a failure. Okay, here we go. Keep going. Let's go back to Zepler.
Advancements people blame were added as a result of players directly asked...
That is actually quite slow. Maybe we should put the playback speed up a little bit. Let's go to normal. I'm not going too fast. We're just going to go with regular speed.
Asking for them.
Oh, I was thinking about Scholomance. Okay, it just came to mind. Scholomance, I farmed the crap out of that because I was trying to get some shoulders there. Okay, that doesn't matter. But I felt like I needed...
You just tuned in. What is this? Allow me to explain. A few days ago, I produced a video called Why Old MMOs Feel Better. And then Asmongold did a reaction to Why Old MMOs Feel Better. So I decided to react to Asmongold's reaction. But then I discovered that Zepler also did a reaction to Why Old MMOs Feel Better. So there's her reaction here. But then I also discovered that Zepler is not only live right now on Twitch, she's live watching this stream right now on Twitch. So this down here is Zepler's live Twitch stream, watching this Twitch stream, which you can go and watch and listen to what she says, because she is providing additional content to this. And because I couldn't work out what to put in the bottom left-hand corner, in the bottom left corner is this stream. So this stream is a reaction to this stream, which is a reaction to Asmongold, and a reaction to Zepler, and also a live inclusion of Zepler reacting to this stream.
Is it possible to design a game to be worse, and yet in doing so actually make the player's long-term experience of it better? Can giving the player a less optimized, less immediately fun experience actually result in them remembering the game more fondly, and indeed even recommending it to players precisely because of the fact it is less optimized?
Now, I haven't watched Zepler's reaction, this is going to be new to me, but let's chat to you. Can an experience being less optimized, being bad, effectively, make you recommend it? Can an experience being bad actually have prestige connected with it being bad? Mac, you are gifting 100 tier 1 subs in this channel. That's a lot of subs. Mac, I might not do this again, just so you know, okay? I don't want you to be coming on thinking, I enjoy this content, I'm gonna support this content. I don't know how many times we're going to be able to do multiple reactions to multiple things. You know what? How about this? Let's do this. Because I appreciate that very much. When I make a regular video, if someone reacts to that video, we wait about maybe a week, and then I do a reaction to every single reaction to my video at the same time. We kind of conglomerate all the reactions together on an insane, on a ridiculous Saturday stream where we just react to fricking everything. Okay? I still remember farming for my Dreadsteed. Sometimes the difficulty of something, the process of going through it, is the prestige. If you've got a rune crafting cape on old school RuneScape or RuneScape 3, and I said to you, hey, why don't we make runecrafting experience 10 times faster? A lot of people have this immediate and instant reaction of going, no, don't do it. And I say to them, why? Was your experience with runecrafting fun? And they go, oh no, it wasn't fun. It wasn't fun at all, but I did it, therefore you have to as well. And I think this is one of the most difficult things we have to deal with. The attitude of, I did it, so you have to do it as well. If I suffered, you have to suffer. Because people don't want people to have better lives than them. People want to feel vindicated in the suffering they go through by knowing that other people have gone through the same suffering. That's what people want. People want to punish others by making them go through the same crap they went through, because they believe it builds character. People want their time to be valued, and if you make the achievement that you have got easier for someone else, retroactively, your achievement, the time put in to get it, is now valued less. Just because someone has gone through suffering and hardship does not mean that other people have to go through it for the first person to feel better about themselves. If you take a system that is bad and make it better for someone else, other people dislike it. It really sucks. Okay, just realised all tabs are incognito. Yeah, of course they are. I mean, if I bring up a regular tab, I'm just going to, click on the address bar, I'm going to type in any letter, and then you're all going to start working out exactly what immediately drops up and comes down. I know you're going to do that. And I don't need you knowing exactly how many anime waifu pillows I've bought. Do I? I need to make sure that I'm hiding all of that from you. I know that's exactly what you're doing. Don't lie to me. It's what anyone does. Whenever you're looking over someone's shoulder on their phone, you're like, oh, you're typing an internet address. I hope you start with the letter P, because I want to have a quick glance over what pops up there. Grow up. The answer is both yes and no. Okay. It's a paradox of adversity within game design, and it's one of the main reasons modern MMOs feel the way they do. It's also what Blizzard was trying to get at when they said, you think you do, but you don't. So, yeah, let's just talk about that you think you do, but your prestige value. You think you do, but you don't. Please react to live Zeppler in silence. Hang on, is Zeppler reacting to me in silence, so we now just need to watch her in silence?
No. What? Wait, react to live Zeppler in silence? Is Zeppler
reacting to me in silence, so we now just need to watch her in silence? Okay, give me a sec.
Wait, do I need to react to him in silence so that he will react to... Okay, yeah, because if he turns on my stream while I'm listening to his stream, then it's gonna create a tunnel into the matrix, and he just unsorted that. He just unsorted all the quantum loops, and I don't know how to sort them myself. Oh shit, he's watching me right now. He can see me right now. Look, I don't know. I got in way too deep into this, man. Like I thought I would just watch along and it would be like a little meme, but oh my god, he's like, it's all okay. I just gotta breathe. Okay, I just gotta breathe.
I think my biggest takeaway from that moment was that Zeppler was really amazed that I was watching her right now. You've been on Twitch longer than me. That's how it works. I can watch you, you can watch me. We have a bit of a conversation about games. It's going to be good. I mean, I like that you've hidden from the camera. We can still see the ears. Like, you're hiding, but we can see the ears. They're all there. I like how you said that I untangled the quantum loops, and now I'm knitting them back together like a frickin' scarf. Right, let's keep it going. Let's go back to Zeppler's reaction. So let's discuss the actual psychology behind it. As usual, a massive thank you to all the supporters on Patreon and Twitch who keep the channel going. More information on how you can support. If you're a Patreon supporter, by the way, you are directly responsible for allowing me to say no to so many sponsorships that come at me. Like, every single day. Friggin' NFTs, friggin' mobile games, friggin' games that are quite good but I don't play, games that I do play that are not good and I don't want to advertise to you. Every single company just comes at me with, hey Josh, we really like your content. No, you don't. You just know that I've got a large audience and you want to leverage that. Can you advertise our game? No. Oh, but can you really afford to pass up on this money? Yeah. Yeah, because of the Patreons, meaning that I'm in a safe position every month. So, absolutely. The amount of gambling streams that have approached me recently as well. They're like, hey, can you advertise some gambling streams? Absolutely goddamn not. If you want to gamble and you're over the legal age in wherever you are, absolutely fine. Completely your choice. I am fully aware that children watch this stream. And I'm fully aware that people who have addictive personalities watch this stream because it's an MMO-based stream and we all have addictive personalities. And I'm aware that people who maybe have struggled with gambling in the past have watched this. So I want absolutely no part in advertising that. If another streamer or YouTuber wants to accept that money, absolutely fine for them. I've got nothing against them. We've all got bills to pay. But I'm going to stick by my convictions and keep away from anything that I think would be actively damaging to someone's lifestyle or someone's financial situation. Okay? And if you are struggling with any of that, please do go and chat to someone. Let's go back to Zeppler. To the end. For now, let's begin. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. I'm Josh Strife-Hayes. I've been making videos about MMORPG design for years, and one thing that I hear repeatedly from both old players who played the game... That mug, by the way, that's in the video, is it's a dinosaur. Look at that. A little dinosaur. Little tail wraps around. That's super cute. I appreciate that. I was having a good hair day on that video. I was having a good hair day. I'm not having a good hair day now. Do you want to know why? I'll tell you why I'm having a bad hair day now. We got past the intro. That's progress. It is. Oh my god, I've been Twitchified. You wrote that's progress, and my brain read it as that's poggers. Oh, I'm being absorbed into the Twitch mainframe. We're like, we got past the intro. That's poggers, guys. Oh my god. My brain switched those things around. Okay, seriously, let me explain what I was doing. I was invited yesterday to a theatre dinner. To pronounce it correctly, a theatre dinner. Because we're all performers, we're entertainers here, darling. Yes. Oh, it's a lovely bit of theatre. And I had to give a talk about how I could provide acting lessons to theatre groups if they wanted them. And I was given some dinner. I met some people. I drank a bit of wine, you know, did a little dance, a little love, got down tonight, that kind of stuff. And then I went back to a house party afterwards. Right, I'll tell you what, look, I'm going to be absolutely honest with you. I expected, as an adult, house parties to contain a little bit more sex, drugs and rock and roll, and a little bit less middle-aged people sat around drinking wine, discussing Les Mis. Turns out that's exactly what a house party is like now. Like, I rocked up and I was like, yeah, guys, okay, this is amazing. We've all just done this. We're all actors here. We're all stuff. What's going on? Oh, yes, I'll have a lovely glass of Chardonnay and I'll sit down and, oh, my goodness, yes, wasn't Hugh Jackman fantastic in Les Miserables? Halfway through the night, I just thought, this is not what I was promised. This is not... And then someone's like, oh, we should do karaoke. Right. I'll tell you what, this was weird. It was weird as hell, okay? Karaoke, absolutely fine. Do not start karaoke with I Dreamed a Dream, because it's frickin' depressing. That's what it is. Don't do it. Have you ever... I was in a room of like 20 people. We were all singing I Dreamed a Dream, and we got to the end and we're like, life has killed the dream. And everyone looked around and I'm like, I'm sad now. You know, it was a really good start to a party, and we did the most emotional song we could find from a really depressing musical. And then thankfully someone put on a bit of Grease Lightning and we got back into it. And yeah, that's why you start with Do You Hear the People Sing? You start with that. That's what you should start with. God. But no, it was a very grown-up party. And by that, I mean it was a remarkably mature party. It wasn't exactly, you know, car keys in the fishbowl kind of thing. But it was very much, oh yes, let's sit down and talk about these kind of things. Game back in the day, and new players who are just discovering them, is that older MMOs were better. Now, better is a very subjective word. It's hard to define, it's different for everyone. But with so many old games still online, like the original EverQuest, or classic versions of modern games being released... Josh has Twitch in daylight mode. Yeah, of course I do. It's the default mode it comes with. Why would I change it? Zeppler's broke. She started singing. Zeppler is... Yeah, of course I do.
It's for good lighting.
It's the default mode it comes with.
It's for good lighting, that's why. That's why I put it in.
Zeppler's broke. She started singing.
That's why. Oh shit. But I'm done singing now. He's gonna cut
it's
click
for
it back
good lighting.
It's the default mode it comes
It's
with.
for good lighting. Yeah, he's gonna click.
You told me too late. I missed it now. I put the thing back on and everything and it's gone. Josh, can you pronounce Worcestershire? Yeah. Worcestershire or Worcestershire. I absolutely can. What? I can't believe Zeppelin learned a lot from the Guide of Gamer Girls. He can. She is listening to music tracks in the background. I tried as hard as I can. I wanted to catch that. What I might do every now and again is just randomly stop talking and just...
It's better if we just don't hear each other and, you know, gesticulate.
See, every now and again I'm going to stop randomly and just fully unmute the stream so we catch just little snippets, little bits, you know? It's like, why did I unmute then and now she's doing this kind of improv dance? What is that? Is this like a weird game of charades? That is a thing we could play. Let me let the cat out of the room. Zeppelin, you know how to play charades, don't you? You know, charades, charades, where, you know, we talk about whether it's a book or a film and how many words it's got and all the sound of stuff. Okay, right, we can do this. We can do this. We can do it. We can do it with games as well. Okay, cool. I'm just going to maximize to make sure you know this.
How does it...
I swear to God, if Zeppelin doesn't know how to play charades.
It's like... It's something like that, and then...
We're going to wait, guys. This is going to work. Don't worry. This is going to work. I'm muted. Wow. Okay, let's just watch the dance for a second.
I'm being distracting. I just want to watch the reaction.
Here's what we're going to do. I'm going to organise a chat sometime and play charades. Here we go. You made me watch 2 streams at once. Mate, right now we're watching 4 streams at once. I hope you're all looking forward to watching this again on YouTube at some point. Let's get back to it. That was a good lighting day. See? Look at that. That is good looking lighting day. Do you want to know the secret to good lighting? And I will tell you this because I'm a very confident man. The secret to good lighting. I'm going to get you the secret to good lighting right now. Makeup. People look at me and go, "Oh, Josh, your skin must be fantastic." No, not really any different to most people's skin. The main reason that you look a bit different on camera: foundation, concealer, powder, makeup. There is absolutely no problem with guys wearing makeup. You want to wear makeup to make yourself look different? Go for it. If that makes you happy, go for it. I don't feel more or less confident whether I am or am not wearing, but I am aware that you occasionally wake up and you've got a blemish on your face. You occasionally wake up and you realise you've been sleeping on your hand for like 8 hours like that. Your face is red. That totally happens. I'm not sponsored. I'm not even showing the make of it. But if you, as a guy, feel any kind of social stigma against wearing makeup, please understand, if it makes you feel better about yourself, there's nothing wrong with doing it whatsoever. I'm a theatre guy. I spent most of my life in tights and makeup because that's just, I mean, playing Peter Pan. Jeez, man, every single night was green tights. And you know what? They're freaking comfy. That's what they are, dude. I mean, right now, I'm not wearing tights right now, but I'm wearing jogging bottoms. Because obviously, I'm not going to sit here for like 4 hours in jeans, am I? No one does that. But in all seriousness, if you are a guy and you're on camera or on stage a lot, you will wear makeup and you will completely get over the social stigma it has attached to it. Makeup is not gendered. Makeup is not for girls. It's for people with skin that want it to look a bit different sometimes. Done. Right, let's get back to... Like World of Warcraft. Nobody tell Mr. Twitch I still have legs. Shut up. Nobody tell Mr. Twitch I still have legs. I will get my partner taken away from me. I mean, to be fair, I stream like twice a week. I'm probably on the cusp of having it taken away anyway. Twitch have like... Occasionally you get the email like, partners must stream X amount of hours per week. And I'm kind of sat there thinking like, why? Like my revenue split hasn't changed in any noticeable way. I stream because I think it's fun and I want you guys to have a stream to watch. I'm not streaming for an algorithm anymore. Forget it. You matter. Classic or old school RuneScape, there must be some element of design, some choice beyond just nostalgia, some reason people keep going back to older designed games.
I think it's a lot of it is just things being more difficult. Is having to overcome challenges together is something that unites people. It's something that, like...
Spot on. Overcoming challenges together unites people. It doesn't have to be fun. It doesn't even have to be pleasurable in any way. I've worked with the military a lot, and I've got a lot of friends who are in the military. You know, the times you remember, especially in training, are the times that it sucks. The times when you are cold, when you are hungry, when you are tired, when the equipment is broken, when the commanding officer is pissed. 5 or 6 years later, you look back on those moments and you're like, oh man, that was fun. You know, oh, that was great. I'll tell you one of the stories. I don't know if I've told this before, but one of the most, same for martial arts training, freaking hurts when you're doing it. You look back on it and it's amazing. I was in a short film years and years and years ago when I was at university, and we had booked out a big field to film on. It was a lovely kind of conservation-based field. And we needed to go through a big metal gate to get into the field. And when we got to the big metal gate, the whole road was closed because there was a rubbish truck, a rubbish lorry driving along, and the rubbish lorry started leaking some fluid out of the rubbish it had picked up, and the fluid it was leaking melted the road. So whatever was in there was seriously corrosive. So they shut off the whole road. But we only had one day filming on this location, so we still had to get into it, and there was a big high wall all around it, and we couldn't work it out. So I said, right guys, this is a long shot, but I've got an idea. I got up on Google Maps an image of the place, and it turns out there were a couple of houses on a housing estate that backed onto it. Now, the houses had their own back gardens, and there was a wall, but it was still connected. So I knocked on one of these houses, and I said, mate, it sounds weird, but just hear me out. This is a film crew. There's a load of actors. There's a load there. And the dude that answered the door was, you know, he was nice, but he was very confused. And I said, would it be possible if we walked through your house with a load of film equipment, through your back garden, and onto the big bit of stuff, the big bit of land, because we can't get to it from the road? And he looked at us and he went, yeah, it's fine. So we then all walked through. And when we got into his garden, turns out that his garden had another big wall in it. So we then had to stack up in his garden a picnic bench, and then something on top of the picnic bench, and then climb up and pass these, you know, hundreds and thousands of pounds cameras up and over the wall. And it was an absolute farce, a complete fracas. But, hang on, let's watch the Minions advert. Have you heard Audible? No, we haven't, because it's muted. Do you want me to do it instead? I'll do it instead. Supercharge your brain with James Goodwin. Audible. Have you heard? Try an incredible selection of... It's stopped. It's gone now. Ah, yes. The car game. Hang on, no. There we go. You get the... That was the sound effects for it. Xbox. There you go. I even did you the noise of the Xbox sting. That's how committed I am for this. Anyway, the point of the film story was that was a bad day. It was a difficult day. It was a challenging day, but we overcame it, and that's a good memory that we've all got. So, when you overcome challenges, even if the challenge itself sucks, you will remember it.
Like, you'll remember the people you were with better if you had to overcome some kind of challenge with them. And sometimes that challenge is just dealing with the game.
Thank you for sponsoring today, Josh. Zephyr, it's absolutely fine.
Like the challenge of getting into a dungeon and you feel like...
If you want me to do some other stuff, that's fine as well. You let me know, and we'll do some noises. We'll do some sponsored things. I mean, if you send me a script, just ping it me across on Discord, and I'll read it out. It's absolutely fine. It's not a problem. Over the years, I've tried to make videos explaining MMO design, breaking down design elements, comparing choices. I've covered the idea of the meta, the chosen one narrative trope, fast travel, endgame, abundance of MMOs themselves, microtransactions, graphics, level scaling, but now I think I've managed to distill it down to the simplest, most base reason. Okay. I'm going to call it the paradox of adversity within game design. It's not the catchiest title, I know, but it explains why making something better for the player in the short term can sometimes remove its ability to have a long-term impact. It's the paradox of adversity. Making something easy to experience sometimes takes away the value of experiencing it, but makes people more likely to experience it. If something is difficult to do, people don't want to do it. But if they have to do it, they will do it, and they will gain the value from doing it. Imagine that there were 2 MMORPG games, and one of them was really, really, really difficult, and the other was really easy. People are going to want to play the really easy one, but they're going to remember and value the really difficult one if they complete it. That's what it is. That's exactly what it is. People want to do easy things, but they also value. Let's pause 5 minutes, got to eat dinner. All right, Zeppler, you're up for the next 5 minutes. No, you can make dinner. I'm not going to make Zeppler do it, don't worry. But when things are easy to do, we enjoy them in the moment, but we don't necessarily value the reward. A bad game design is bad game design. That's absolutely true, Dark. But notice how I didn't say bad game design, I said overcoming adversity. Bad game design is indeed bad, but we're not talking about whether the game design is good or bad. We're talking about the feeling that you get from overcoming adversity. If there was only one MMORPG game in the world, and it was incredibly badly designed and difficult, and yet people played it, when another MMO gets released that's much easier, people will say, oh yeah, but the older game was better. They won't mean the individual moments were better. They will mean the feeling that they got from overcoming the sucky situations filled them with pride and accomplishment. It's all to do with the human experience of overcoming adversity.
That's what
Consider
I just
the
said.
following. Do I have a university degree? I do.
Yeah.
If something, say a task or a challenge, is immediately easy, it will have a high number of people attempt it and complete it, because it's accessible to a greater number of people. And because a great number of people tend to enjoy easier things, the task will see a relatively high retention rate.
This is the paradox. If you make something easy, people will do it, but they won't value having done it. If you make something difficult, people will not do it, but if they did, they would have valued having done it. That's the... I worked with the Royal Marines for a while in the UK. One of the final Royal Marines testing, one of the final tests they do, is just this absolute trek across just a massive expanse of nothing. It's a really weird field test. They're like, here's all your stuff, walk across there for the next 4 days, off you go. That's pretty much it. The Brecon Beacons, that was the one, thank you, the Brecon Beacons. And it sucks. I never did it myself, but I looked and I spoke to the people who did. It sucks. It's just, here's your equipment, it's frickin' heavy, you're hungry, it's cold, you're not going to get a lot of sleep, walk, go. And it is awful. Nobody wants to do it, but everyone remembers having done it, and everyone values the suck of the experience. That's the quote. Nobody wants to go through a sucky experience, but everyone values the suck.
You could consider things like sitting on the sofa binge watching a TV show, or ordering a takeaway, getting dressed in whatever was lying on the floor, calling off a planned meeting because it's raining and you don't want to go.
Easy decisions to make often lead to dull, boring memories. Difficult decisions to make often lead to interesting, engaging, long-term, sustainable memories. It's very easy to sit on this. This is why I respect anyone who tries to make anything, even if the thing they make sucks. I mean, you can straight up say to someone, hey, that's bad, but I respect you for doing it. If someone gives me a book they've written and they're like, this is a bad book. Hang on, Zeppler's laughing. I want to just unmute her for a second. Straight up say to someone, hey, that's bad, but
Damn,
I missed the giggle. Okay, cool. But if I unmute it now, maybe I can catch the second giggle. Mute her for a second.
Oh, wait.
Say to someone, hey, that's
What was I laughing about?
But damn, I missed the giggle.
He missed it. He
Okay,
missed it.
cool.
I don't know what I was laughing about even 2 seconds
If I unmute
ago.
it now, maybe I can catch the
I
second
don't know,
giggle.
I don't know, how he keeps track of the things that
There was
he's
no
saying.
second giggle.
Like, once
God damn it. God damn it. Oh, the second giggle never materialised. Okay, cool. We were talking about something. Brecon Beacon's sucking videos. That's what we'd stop it in the chat. Right, what the hell is going on? If you're new to this stream, allow me to explain. Because, like, the third giggle...
Like, it's like he's got me on camera where he can just look at what I'm doing at any time.
I'm really shit at catching these giggles, man. Fuck, like, I unmuted it again. Yeah, there it is.
How does... Wait, is he not the only one that can see me on...
There we go. Okay, cool. It's also live. Time spent at home feels longer than time spent experiencing things. Yeah, it's the weird way we perceive time. It's super strange. We got the giggle. It's super strange. Time spent just binge-watching TV, you don't remember. Here's a challenge that I do with myself. Whenever I'm doom scrolling, which is just endlessly scrolling through Twitter or Instagram or Reddit is the worst for it. Occasionally I stop and I say to myself, right, I've been doom scrolling for like the last 2 hours. What do I actually remember? Like, what did I read? And I try and say to myself, right, I read this, 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 and I saw this. And then I scroll back through all the stuff and I'm like, oh man, I've forgotten most of this stuff already. It didn't even go in. When you are just endlessly consuming media from Twitter and Instagram and Reddit, you just don't remember it. It is so much time that you do not remember, but you read one frickin' book and you remember it for the rest of your life. And I'm not going to sit here and be like, Father, I cannot click the book. It's not like an old, just going to be a boomer thing. The point is, if you put a lot of effort into doing something, even if that thing is bad, you will remember it. And I think the memories that old MMOs created are much more intense. It's low effort, but immediate reward. On the opposite end of the spectrum are very hard tasks with very high rates of immediate failure, or a great deal of input effort.
And keep in mind, too, that a lot of times these game companies are...
Consider this. How many of you will remember the fact that we're doing this right now? Because this is not easy. We've got 4 different things going on, reacting at the same time, unmuting for the attempted giggle capture, which is not happening. This is... Sora's just like, I'm so confused. Some of you will remember this for the rest of your life. Some of you will forget this immediately. This is not easy. This is not what we should be doing. Yet it's what we are doing. The stream is even called Reactception. This is what's happened.
They're looking at retention rates. They're looking at how many people participate in a certain type of content while they're designing new content. And that is actually something that we had seen fairly recently with Bajra and the Relic quest grind for Shadowbringers. It was like a shitload of people that did the...
Okay, looking at retention rates. Let's talk about this, retention rates. This is something I find very, very interesting. A lot of older games, and I think this is true in companies as well, and if your company does this, or if you know people like this, let me know. It used to be that a company focused on making the best product they could, which is why things used to last for a hell of a long time, and games used to be made as best they could. And then it released and the audience feedback came in. And then the companies made the next best product they could, and it released. And then the analytics started to happen. Then the analytics got involved. And suddenly it wasn't about making the best possible product anymore. It was about making something that would make the analytics do the thing they wanted them to do. It didn't become make a good product and the analytics will be good. It was now about what can we do to make the analytics higher and how can we put that into the product. I honestly believe that so many creative processes have been hijacked by the endless pursuit of better analytics at the cost of the soul of the product itself. I genuinely believe that. Now, I'm not saying that analytics are useless, because whenever I say something like this, people's immediate response is, yeah, well, analytics are actually very, very useful and helpful to create things. Yeah, they are. You're spot on. But no one starts making a passion project because they want to get the analytics good. They start making it because they want to make the best experience they can. They want to give the player the best game they can. They want to make the best music they can. People make passion and art, and people follow creative endeavors because they have a story to tell, or they have an experience they want to share. No one starts a passionate artistic project because they really want to see marketing analytics go up. But then the marketing analytics comes in and gets involved, and then the focus switches and changes. Things can be two things. Analytics help guide you, but they shouldn't rule you. Because this is what short selling is all about. And this, someone explained this to me and it made so much sense. If you have a shop and you get to the end of the year and you realise that your profits are down, you know what you could do? You could sell the tills. You could sell the shelves. You could sell all of your store fittings. You could do that. And you would increase your income for that year. That would be a good decision to make for your analytics that year. It'd be a bit shit next year when you've got to buy them all back. But it would be a good decision that year. But you don't think about the future with it. And then you suddenly realise that the reason you started a shop was because you had a passion to sell some stuff. You just put Zeppler on your main monitor. Wow, that gets me right here. That gets me right there. Is that financial advice? Okay? Don't take any advice about what I'm doing. Did I forget about Asmongold? Gotcha. Nobody can forget about Asmongold. Sora, thank you for gifted subs. That's remarkably kind of you. You realise this is happening because they started thinking of games as pure business. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Games became products to sell to the masses. They became marketing, quarterly returns. They became this, they became that. When people were making Doom, the original Doom, I don't think anyone sat down and thought, right, what can we do that will appeal to the most people? How can we work out the analytics on this? They probably sat down and went, we're going to make a thing where you shoot demons in the face. And we're going to make it the best possible demon shooting face experience we can get. That's what we're going to do. And it turns out that Doom endured. You tend to find that when something is made with care and passion and love and genuine belief that it's the best artistic experience, it endures. It truly does.
Relic quests, but it had been quite, I think, easier than before. But I think half the player base did it, and so game companies obviously have to look at retention rate, the number of players that stick with something, the number of people that will do something and complete it because they.
Let's talk about retention rates. If you want to retain a load of players, make the experience super easy. If you make your game really easy, you're going to retain pretty much everyone because they're just going to keep playing through and it's going to be easy. There's no challenge. Every single failure is a potential quit moment, but this means you need to make failure fun. How the hell do you do this? How the hell do you make failing fun? And this is one of my biggest issues. Failing should not punish you any further than the failure. Now, let me explain what that means. If you spend 20 minutes attempting to kill a boss in a game and you die, you have lost those 20 minutes. They've gone. Okay? If you then punish the player on top of those 20 minutes being lost, you're punishing them extra. Because everything in an MMO is based on time. Everything is all about time. If you punish the player by making them lose experience, what you're effectively saying is, hey, spend more time getting the experience back. If you punish them with gold loss, hey, spend more time getting the gold back. The more you take away after the player has failed, the more time debt you are adding for their failure. And when people fail, they don't want extra debt on top of what they've already lost. You've lost the time. But what if the time that you spent attempting taught you something? What if you failed because you realize you made a mistake and now you can try again? And this is the essence of the success of the Souls games. When you die in a good Souls game, not necessarily some of the bosses in Dark Souls 2, and this is also why the Bed of Chaos is the worst designed boss. Because when you die at the Bed of Chaos, you don't die because you made a mistake, you die because it's just some bullshit design. That's what it is. That's why no one likes the Bed of Chaos. If you died in the Bed of Chaos because you made a mistake, is that like Nintendogs? Yes, Dark Souls 1 and Nintendogs, very similar. If you squint, effectively the same game. But when you die in the Bed of Chaos, it's because the game is unfair. If you die in other bosses, it's because you made a mistake. And that's why Elden Ring and Souls games work, because they make failure fun. If you fail and your instant response is, let's do it again. I've got it this time. This time I'm going to get it. You're going in there with energy. You're going in there with hope, with new vigour. And that's the energy that you want people to come at your game with. If you fail and the game is like, hey, not only have you lost your time spent attempting, you now need to spend extra time doing other stuff before you can attempt again. So even if you have got that vigour and that energy to, attempt again immediately, the game doesn't want you to do that. It's about making you do something else before you try again. You want the player to fail and feel excited to try again. If they fail and they're like, all right, this time we've got it. We're doing it this time. That's what I feel good about. What's my opinion on roguelikes? I haven't really played enough of them to know. It's why, when you failed in Dark Souls 2 and you lost life, people felt shitty about that. Because not only were you being punished with the failure, you were being extra punished by losing life. That sucks.
They have these numbers to show to justify spending resources on it in the future. So.
Quiet. Fewer people will even attempt it, let alone succeed. And because people don't enjoy failure, many will quit if the first few attempts don't succeed.
Can I just drive home the point that whenever RuneScape 3 has a free death weekend, because if you die in RuneScape 3, you have to pay death to get your items and stuff back. Whenever RuneScape 3 has a free death weekend, the amount of... Callum, thank God you're here, okay? Thank God. Cal, I'm going to call you. I need you to answer. Okay. Hang on. Ongoing call. Wait, what? Cal, can you hear me?
Hello there, General Kenobi.
Fantastic. Right, Callum, you're involved in this now. Just so you know, there's 4,000 people on Twitch, including Zeppler, who's watching this live, and now you're reacting. Cal's just on Discord with me right now, so we've got you involved too. How's your day gone?
It's gone pretty well, yeah. How about yours?
Yeah, it's been okay, actually. I was a house party thing last night after a theatre dinner, and I woke up in...
That sounds very Iron Man.
Yeah, I mean, it was more wine and discussing Les Mis and less flying around in metal suits in mansions, but it was still fun.
I mean, I'd take that.
Yeah, it was good. But what's happening right now is Asmongold reacted to my video, Why Old MMOs Feel Better. And then it turns out that Zeppler also reacted to Why Old MMOs Feel Better. And then it turns out that not only has Zeppler reacted, Zeppler is actually Twitch streaming live right now, reacting to this stream as I react to her.
It sounds like some sort of fucked up metaverse.
That's exactly what I described it as. So everyone in the chat was saying, we've already got Asmon on screen, we've got Zeppler live, and if you look at the Twitch stream in the bottom left, we've got me. Cal, do you just want to jump on Twitch? I mean, you don't have to. But then I could just respond to you responding to that.
In for a penny, in for a pound.
Okay, cool. So I'll replace the stream in the bottom left. No, I won't replace it. I'll just put you in the middle. We'll find a way to make this work. I'll fit him somewhere.
Middle screen content now.
You are middle screen content. This is the people like this.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so we'll see you in about 10 minutes. Callum, you react to Zeppler reacting to me, and then I react to you.
Right, we can do this. We can totally pull this off.
All right, cool.
I'll be back in 5.
Fantastic. See you then.
In a bit, man.
That's how we do it. All right, this is going to happen. Cal's going to react to Zeppler, Zeppler's going to react to me, and I'm going to react to Asmongold. That's how we're going to work. He sounds hyped. He sounds pissed. Like, he was just living his life, having his day. And Josh, can you look down right sometimes? Do you mean to myself? Just moving toward, just leaning my head on my own little head. There we go. Done. Okay, cool. Let's carry on reacting to Zeppler. RuneScape 3. Whenever you take the death things off in RuneScape 3, you know what you see? Everyone starts doing PVM. Freaking everyone. Everyone's like, oh my god, I actually love PVM. I love taking on monsters. What I don't love is being punished if I fail. People want to do content, but they don't want to be punished beyond the failure of the content. People don't mind doing a 2 or 3 hour dungeon if, when you fail, what you lose is just the time spent to attempt it. If what you lose is beyond that, that's when people feel shitty about it. This has gone full Eddie Izzard. It has. Do you have a tray? There must have been a Death Star canteen. Succeed. This could be...
Actually, yeah, I know I'm pausing him a lot, but there's a lot to say here. Dubhoon said, I miss the banter you had while finding people for groups in WoW. It was always a good time and sometimes better than the dungeon. Yeah, it's like, sometimes it was incredibly frustrating, but because it was frustrating to get to assemble the group and to make it all the way to the boss and like actually not have people go AFK or leave because something would happen, like you made it all the way through together. It felt like such a bigger achievement.
Assembling the group was frustrating. Therefore, people would be less likely to leave the group, even if you failed, because the frustration of putting another group together was greater than the frustration of just trying again. And when you did manage to succeed and beat the boss, you felt a great sense of pride and accomplishment, more than just getting your credit card out. And people wanted to do it. People loved it. After the fact, they hated it during the moment. They didn't like knowing that the tank you got sucked. They didn't like knowing the DPS was low. They didn't like working out the whole team composition thing again. It took time. It truly did. But people did... What's going on here? I'll tell you what's going on here. Let me see if Callum's online yet. Okay, hang on. Yeah, Callum is starting his stream now. We should just have another stream that's not related in any way to this. Okay, we don't need this anymore, do we? We've got to replace one of these things, and I think we should replace this one down here. We don't need to see everything. No, you know what? No. I think right now we've got it. Excellent. Nonsense with Josh incoming Golden Emotions. Spot on. You know what? Zeppler, you are bang on. This, right now, is exactly what assembling a group in old school Warcraft used to be like. We are all just slowly working out. We're getting the gang together. This is the gang together right now. This is dumb. This is a 2.5 hour stream. I'm not even near finished. Okay? I'll tell you what, I'm not near finished. We are 7 minutes into your 32-minute reaction. I've got some time. Let's keep it going. Dark mode, please. No. Just straight up no.
And you remember the people that you were with. And way more often would you say, wow, can I add you to friends? Like, can we do this again in the future? Like, you feel like you're building more of a relationship with other people. I honestly feel like it is kind of sad a lot of times when you just pop in the duty finder, you say hi, you go kill every boss the same way that you killed every boss the last time, and nobody really says anything, and then you get your loot and you leave. Like it.
Do you think, I mean, adding the group finder is both a good and a bad thing. There's positives, there's negatives, it's good and bad. There's benefits, you can't deny there's benefits, but do you think it's taken away from that magic that you feel when you put a group together yourself? Can you turn up the brightness? I will do next time. Now, I can't hear Callum, but Callum's doing something. And I'm assuming Callum is listening to Zeppler, who's listening to me, and the way it's working is this. I'm reacting to I'm not actually reacting to Asmon. Asmon is just going to sit there in the corner on 50 seconds done. Zeppler's 7 minutes in. Her stream has been going for hours. Callum's now here as well. And that's the stream of everything. So we're all getting involved. Do you feel that the magic of running through a dungeon has been dulled somewhat by knowing you can just do it immediately? That's the question. And here's an interesting question. I think this links back to it. When you were in school or college, you had to see the same people every day. You had to be social. You were forced to hang out with these people. Now, some of you probably had terrible times in school or college. Some of you probably had great times. Most people were probably in the middle somewhere. When you become an adult, you realise that actually seeing people all the time is effort. You've got to actually put effort into being social. I don't think you appreciate it when you're a kid, but when you're forced to see people all the time in school, It's so much easier to have social connections with people. As soon as you leave college or leave university or even leave the workforce, like if you have a social job with a team that you chat to a lot, Audible, have you heard? Try an incredible selection of Audible originals, podcasts, and audiobooks. George R.R. Martin, A Feast for Crows. I don't know what it's saying, so I'm just going to go with the chat. Giacomo, football, hats for every man. Giacomo, pull-ups, water, girl, laptop, opening, flipping, you're going to break it, she didn't break it, it's a tablet, drawing on the tablet, the eyes, looking, rotating, drawing, now the tablet's a pyramid, 3D printing, that's what I was drawing, Asus, ZenBook, Asus, Windows 11, Audible, Richard Osman, the man who died twice. Try an incredible selection. Now I'm just going to read Zepplin's check. Omega Law, World, Content Master, Nodders, KekW, Adception, KekW, Josh, there we go, done. You chose to run an ad segment, Zeppelin, not me. Alright? If you want to do that, we're going to play that game. Here we go. If you had a social job, like an office job or a warehouse job, a job with people, and you left the workforce, did you suddenly discover how difficult it actually is to be social? Have any of you, in your adult life, realised it's actually freaking difficult to make friends? Any of you realise that? It's difficult to do. It's effort. So what do? How do you be social? Well, you tend to just have shallow friendships with people. Friendships that you see every now and again, kind of acquaintances, you know people. Do you find that the friendships you make with people over the long term, especially if you and that person have shared mutual struggles, do you feel that they are stronger than if you just meet someone randomly, have a chat, everything's fine, nothing's difficult, and then you just leave? If you have shared struggles, you bond deeper. That is exactly what I'm talking about with the struggles of the old MMORPG games. They may not be fun at the time, but you bond deeper over them. I think, and this is very important, guys, if you have a friend who isn't super social, please always still ask them if they want to come out and be involved with stuff. Even if you know they're going to say no. Even if you absolutely know for a fact they are definitely not going to want to come out with you, ask them. Because you know what's valuable to that person? Being asked. That's what it is. It's the process of being asked if they want to be involved. It doesn't need... Even if you know they're going to say no, man. Every time. Ask them. Say, hey, do you want to come out? I know you're going to say no, but I want you to know that you're valued. I do it with Kira TV, and I know every time he's going to say no, because he's busy. But I also want Kira TV to know he is never, ever forgotten about. He is welcome every time, whenever we go and do anything. I know he's busy. I know he's working his arse off making videos. I know he's got stuff going on in his life. I know that he can't travel around as much. But I also want him to know that he is still involved in this process of being social. That's what we want to know.
It is a little bit of a soulless experience, even if it does give you the immediate reward and the guarantee that you will get it done. You know that it's not going to have a whole lot of friction. You're just going to be able to not...
Some people only say it to be polite. Okay, let me explain. Some people say, Josh, that's just being a good friend. You know what, Incubite? It is. That is just being a good friend. Unfortunately, that has fallen off a lot. That has really fallen off, man. You know? Don't you think he'll feel bad saying no all the time? If he does, I actually preemptively attack that and I say, hey, don't feel bad about saying no. I know that you're busy. I just want you to know that you're still involved. Let me explain. When I was at, in fact, Cal, you were there as well. When we were at Insomnia in Birmingham, which I'm looking forward to again, by the way, so much about just being social with people. I met the YouTuber Nought, N-O-U-G-H-T. The dude is super successful. Let me just get some figures up. Really nice guy. I think it's 0.4. He goes off... yeah, he just goes off naught. I mean, the dude right now is... Let's see how successful he is. 5.5 million subs, okay? You know, average views, you know, loads. This guy's hundreds of thousands of views, millions of stuff. So we watched Nort. And when I met Nort, very calm, very quiet, very chilled out guy. Didn't want to impose himself on anyone. Super humble dude. Didn't want to impose himself on anyone. Too much information, the same screen, all 3 lives opened, all unmuted. They're not. I mean, that one's muted. That one's, I'm pretty sure, muted. That one's muted. That one's muted. The only noise that should be coming through right now is from me. At least on this one. But Nort was really, really humble. You know, he was like just really chilled out guy. And I said to him, hey, we're all going to go and get some lunch. Do you want to come with us? And he was like, oh, I don't want to impose, man. I don't want to impose. And I had to say, dude, you're not imposing. You just come with us, man. We'll get some lunch. We'll have a chat. And I had to say, I don't want anything from bigger streamers. I don't want anything from bigger YouTubers. Because there's this thing in the entertainment industry where if you're friends with someone either bigger or smaller than you, it always feels transactional. It always feels transactional, man. It always feels like, oh, I'm only hanging out with you because you can advance my career this way. I'm only hanging out with this person because they can advance it. It feels very predatory, very climb the ladder. I hung out with people who could have helped me no end. And I want you guys to know that I didn't want to siphon their success. It's like going out with your boss. I suppose you can look at it that way. Josh is risking an incursion here. I am risking, but I think it's important to be honest with you. It's very difficult to find people who want to involve you when they could benefit from you without that benefit being the focus. I didn't have anything to gain from hanging out with these guys, but I wanted them to know that I want to hang out with them because I value and respect what they do. That's what it was. Let's get back to Zeppler's reaction to this one. This is going to jump around quite a bit, just so you know. I don't know what Zeppler... Zeppler looks really, really frickin' bored right now. Like, this is known as doing a Zeppler on stream. That's how it works. Callum looks a bit drunk. Asmongold looks like he's looked for the last half an hour. And I think you all probably look a little bit confused.
Not even worry about it too much and breeze through it, and that's it. And that's how modern games work, because that's the thing that retains the most number of people. But it comes at a pretty high cost, that cost being, you know, not encouraging people to work together as much towards that big, more exciting goal.
Leaving the sofa to go to a gym, applying for a much harder job than you've currently got, cooking a full 3-course meal from scratch,
like
dressing up in
both,
smart or...
Though I feel like you need both. I feel like both things should be easily, should be able to easily do.
You do need both. You do. Good game design, I believe, works like this. The opening view of your game explains, not through dialogue and text, but through actual gameplay, what you as a character can do. It then puts you into a position where you have to do that. It then gives you more stuff that you can do, and then puts you into a position where you have to not only use what you've just done, but then what you also know. You are combining your skills. And then it puts you into a position where you can use more of those that is more difficult, and more difficult, and more difficult. It goes up and up and up, and it's more and more difficult, and it slowly carries on. This is almost like Dungeons and Dragons. Zeppler, what's your D&D character? Don't make me go and get my D&D board, because I will. I mean, I've probably got some dice around here somewhere. We could just... Callum, you're free. It's D&D now. Callum, you're free.
My character died.
It's D&D
Callum,
now.
I'm going to have to
My character
unmute.
died.
You're walking through the forest. It's been a difficult journey. You've
Yeah.
travelled from the
I'm
shore,
going to have to unmute.
and you're on your way to a village to meet your old mentor.
No, we're not doing D&D
Wait,
now.
no.
It's not happening. It's not. Guys, if we're going to do D&D, if Zeppler's getting involved in D&D, we're making a specific stream for it. We'll get some graphics going on. It'd be great. Okay, I guarantee. Monday, we will do Monday D&D. People are like, poll the stream. No, because you'll vote 50-50, because that's what you're like. Okay, I forgot where my brain was going, so let's just get... What's Callum up to? Let's just unmute Callum.
What the forest,
Monday
dude?
D&D. People are like, poll the stream. No, because you'll vote 50-50, because that's what you're like. Okay, I forgot where my brain was going, so let's just get... What's Callum up to? Let's just unmute Callum.
The forest,
Callum's just trying to, like, figure out life right now and block out these voices.
Oh my gosh, I'm loud.
I forgot where my brain was going. So... He's trying to block out the voices. Lovely. Also, Callum got a giggle just there. A little bit envious, not going to lie. All right, here we do it. Let's keep going.
That's why I'm constantly asking for like more mid-core content in Final Fantasy 14. Okay.
Complex clothes, or attending a meeting if the circumstances are against you and you don't want to go. It could be learning a language or training for a difficult sports event such as a triathlon. It's very high effort with a very delayed reward.
Anyone in the chat right now, have any of you... First time chat from viewer, Italian radio, first time chat. What the fuck? I think that really sums it up. That was the first thing they've ever said in this stream. Like, they could have typed anything. They know they're going to get a first time chat message, and that's what they spent it on. WTF. That was what they thought was worth a message. They could have been watching for months, years even, who knows? But this was the first thing they thought I absolutely 100% need to type. I have never felt the need to type in this stream before, but this is too far gone. I need to type this. You know what would be amazing is after this stream, all evidence is deleted. Like we scrub the file, the video, the VOD, we never speak of it again, and all of you, all 4,000 of you, just have to collectively find a way to believe that you weren't insane.
Yeah,
the paradox
true.
is the immediate reward for the low effort input is never as high or...
That's what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying before I went off on a tangent. Has any of you in the chat... By the way, guys, if you're annoyed that I'm stopping the video and going off on tangents, you are not going to like how the stream goes. Have any of you in the chat right now done something that was difficult and annoying at the time, but you were proud of afterwards? If any of you have gone to the gym repeatedly, if you've trained for a difficult sporting event, if you've learned a language, if you've written a book, if you've followed through on a hobby that's difficult, have you done something and you look back and you think, I didn't necessarily enjoy the process all the time. You could still see value in the process. Like, you may not find it fun, but you can see value in it. When I'm lifting weights, I don't think, hey, this is fun. I think, I freaking hate this. I don't like doing this. But I know that I need to. I know there is value in what I'm doing. So, when you are experiencing an old MMORPG, you may not necessarily like the process, but you will like the value that it gives. It's like taking medicine, unless that medicine is Calpol, because Calpol is delicious.
Or as satisfying as the delayed reward for the high input process. The intensity of the reward and the long-term value of it is directly related to the complexity and difficulty to achieve the process. Put simply, if something is easy to do, you'll feel good in the process but not care about the reward in the long term. You likely won't even create a memory of either the process or the reward because
you won't create a memory. If you sit on the sofa and you eat a chocolate bar, great. You're going to feel good while you're doing it. You're going to enjoy the process. You're going to get the happy chemicals released. That's it. You're probably not going to create a memory of eating that chocolate bar because it's not intense enough to do. You haven't been rewarded enough for it. And when you finished eating the chocolate bar, there was very little value to eating it afterwards. But it was fun during the time. If you go for a long walk or a long run, or you cook yourself a nice healthy meal, you might not actually enjoy the process of eating it, but you see value in what you're doing. That's what I'm trying to get at with these older games. They weren't as fun moment to moment, but they developed and they instilled in you a great sense of value for the things you did. Playing an old school MMO is like having kids from listening to this. Yeah, pretty much. You might not like the moment to moment, but you find value in afterwards. Playing a modern MMO that gives you a lot of stuff is like eating endless chocolate. You only feel good while you are doing the process. But once the process has stopped, you realised you have no residual good feelings left over from the process. It's like playing Diablo Immortal. It's very difficult to die in Diablo Immortal. While playing the dungeon, I felt good. While playing the game, I had a good time. When I stopped playing the game, I felt no residual pride. It didn't matter to me at all. That was it. However, when I was a kid, I had a laptop. A bad laptop. It could just about play Morrowind. When I was young, I've got a laptop down here that's dying. I thought it was the same one. It's not. When I was very, very young, I had a laptop that was bad. I didn't even know how RAM worked. I didn't know what a hard drive was. I didn't know what graphics cards were or video cards. I knew none of this. I just bought a cheap laptop. It bought for me, I think. And I installed Morrowind. And you know what? I could play Morrowind at about 3 frames a second. It was like proper laggy, proper jaggy. And when I got, if you play Morrowind, you'll understand this. When I got to Blood Moon, which is the kind of werewolf snow expansion, and it's got freaking snow effects coming off, I didn't know how to turn off the snow effects. So I had to get through the snow bit literally a frame a second, moving forward like that. It was terrible. But you know what? I look back on it now as one of my absolute favourite gaming memories. I have a very vivid memory. I would sit on my bed with my laptop on my lap and blue-tacked on the wall next to me. I think I've still got it because I never throw away any of these things. Blue-tacked on the wall next to me was the Morrowind map. I'm pretty sure I've probably got it in this box because I have a thing about maps. I love. If anyone isn't like an old school game collector, yes, I love this shit so much. Okay, so Morrowind box, all the discs that come with it as well. This is what I love, man. I get excited about this stuff, okay? Full on thing, but this, man, this kind of stuff. I had a copy of this, not this exact one, but like a copy of this. I had this blue-tacked on my wall next to me, like blue-tacked on my bedroom wall, and I would play Morrowind, and I would open the map in the game, and I'd be like, okay, where am I? And then I would look at this next to me, and I would navigate through Morrowind using this. I loved it so much. That was so inefficient. I didn't know about fast travel. I was playing at 2 or 3 frames a second because my laptop sucked. I was getting lost. I was dying. It was bad, man. It was not a good process. But it was so beautiful to look back on. And I look back on it now and I think, you know what? It started, man. It was started with Morrowind. Now, you know what? I'm going to be real with you. I download Morrowind. I download a graphics pack. I download a mod pack. I've got the map on a second screen. I play the game. It's silky smooth, unlimited frames, super long draw distance. And I don't feel the same when playing it. Because it's a good game. But it wasn't the game. It was the memory. Callum, why are you wearing the Mandalorian helmet? It wasn't the game that I remember. It was the pride that I felt finishing the game. Getting through it. I'm not saying Morrowind's a bad game. I'm saying that the memory that I created was never about the game. It was about overcoming the adversity of the game. That's what it was. It's nothing special. But if something is difficult to do, you'll likely dislike the process of doing it, but then the long-term reward of having done it will have more intrinsic value to you.
That's so
and the
true.
memory you
Oh my
create
God.
will be much more intense.
It's
this
so
is
true.
human nature. We want the easy and immediate, but we place much more long-term value on the completion of difficulty.
Like, I cannot remember so many dungeons that I've run through Duty Finder where it was just, they all sort of blend together and they all seem like this.
The question is, why don't I wear a helmet? What have I got around? I mean, I'm not just going to randomly have, like, a wearable thing in the room, am I? Like, it's the chance of me just having a random wearable thing in the room is pretty damn low. This came from the day one Skyrim box. It is not high quality, but it is rare, and I own one. It's official. It's a real thing. Okay, never mind, take it off. No, you've committed. We've committed to this now. I'm going to go with this. You know what? What's weird, I just realised this, is the Dovahkiin little shape here, the shape of this helmet, for some reason, matches the contour of my beard perfectly. It's almost like when I put this down, it's like... I don't use this as like a shaving guide, but I should. You know what? We've just discovered it. I've got the Dovahkiin beard. It means that when you lift this up... Look at that. The Dragonborn beard. That's how this works. It's the exact shape of the Iron Full Helm. Even the moustache. A little bit there, see? It's working on it. Excellent. It was foretold. This is how it goes. Okay, let's go back to watching Zepla's reaction.
Same thing. And I don't have any... Maybe, like... It's like, when you think back to all of the times that you've done Dungeons through...
Do I go to the Cloud District often? What are you saying? Of course I don't.
Roulette. What are the ones that stick out? Where something went wrong, or there was some different kind of challenge, or somebody just maybe went out of their way to be funny, or something like that, and that's them adding value beyond what the dungeon provides, what the game actually provides. And
you know what Zepla's talking about right now? Someone being funny. I was talking to a friend of mine, a Twitch streamer, a lovely girl called Kiwo, and she was telling me about her time playing Star Wars Galaxies. And she was telling me this amazing time about Star Wars Galaxies. Yeah, Kiwo, she's lovely. She is so genuine. I was lucky enough to spend some time with her at Insomnia. You know what? She is one of the most genuine, nicest people I've met. She spends so much time making sure people around her are having a good time. Like, she puts everyone's experience of a situation ahead of hers. And it was beautiful. But she was telling me about a time that she was playing Star Wars Galaxies, and she was dancing in this cantina. Yeah, you've even got the little Kiwu, the boys that she draws. And she was dancing in the cantina, and some bounty hunters came in, so she gave them like a blessing, like a buff. And then some stormtroopers came in, and everyone just stopped dancing, because it was awkward, because Star Wars Galaxies, stormtroopers were the bad guys at the time. And you know what? Every single time I speak to someone and I ask, yes, there we go, Zepla is going with some kind of tinfoil on her face. What? Hang on. Face. What? Hang on. Face. What? Zepla, I'm going to need a... Okay, right, you're wrapping it around your forehead. I thought she was just going to do with, like, boom, on the face. But no, she went for it. Okay. Every single time you ask someone for their favourite MMORPG memory, does anyone ever say, oh yeah, the time that I sat in, I just did 6 dungeons in a row using Raid Finder with people I'd never met? No one says that. No one says, yeah, my favourite time in an MMORPG was when me and 5 people that I've never met ran a dungeon in 5 minutes. Nobody says that. People always tell you about the time they either role-played or overcame adversity. Whatever the adversity is, they overcame it. Callum, you started this, mate. You put on a freaking Star Wars helmet and you started this. I blame Callum entirely for this. Okay, so for anyone who's new, let me explain what's happened, because occasionally we have to just go back to this. Asmongold reacted to my video about why old MMOs feel better, so I started reacting to his reaction. Then someone told me that Zepla also did a reaction to my video why old MMOs feel better. So I put Zeppler's reaction on as well. Then someone told me that Zeppler had not only reacted to my video, but was live streaming right now, reacting to this live stream, reacting to her reaction. So in the bottom right, you've got Zeppler. That's a copy of her live stream with her chat, that's mostly also involving in this chat, that we can watch, and she's watching me react to her live, reacting to her. And then over here in the bottom left, you've got my stream, which is just this again, so you can watch this repeatedly. And then above it, you've got Callum Upton. Now, Callum is watching Zeppler, who's watching me react to Zeppler. Asmongold is also here. That is the best way to explain this. But we're just watching lots of reactions, and it's all live. You can, your brain hurt. If you do start bleeding from your ears, just take a step back. Just go and get some air. What you can do is you can pop over to Zeppler's stream, because she's got this audio on as well. If you're watching this stream, you are brave, because you're on like the top layer. And then as you go deeper and deeper and deeper into it, you go to Zeppler's stream, and then that's one layer deeper. If you want to be super brave, go to Callum's stream. All right, Callum right now is... I phoned Callum up and told him this was happening. And then Callum put a hat on, so I put this on, and Zeppler wrapped foil around her head, as you do. But this is where we are now.
Of course, if there's some kind of a problem, you remember that because that's a new challenge for you to overcome. Those are the memories that stick in your mind. But I look back, like I remember so clearly a lot of the dungeons that I did, God, how many years ago was it now? 15, 16 years ago in World of Warcraft in vanilla, when like it was so many.
I never played World of Warcraft vanilla, but I played Classic. I also played Battle for Azeroth, unfortunately. I remember, is it the Dread Mines or the Dead Mines? I can never there's an R in it. I remember running that dungeon with a group that I found, the Dead Mines. I remember that more vividly than the entirety of Battle for Azeroth. When I played Classic, I remember those frickin' scarecrows. That's what I remember. In the orange fields, the bright orange farm fields. I remember trying to get a group for the Dead Mines. I remember that boss halfway through that changes his weapon from like an axe to a big hammer and then fast. And then you got the assassins that jump on and the boss is there. It's low level. It's not easy, but it's not super overly complicated. I have a vivid memory of going through the Dead Mines so much more than anything in Battle for Azeroth. Battle for Azeroth, I don't remember freaking anything. You there? You there? Check out that noise. Yes. Yes, it was so good. Because you know what? It was effort to do, but it wasn't too much effort. You've got to find this lovely, and I bring this up in the video later, you've got to find this what I call the Goldilocks zone. Not too hot, not too cold. You've got to give the player enough challenge that they want to achieve it, but not enough challenge that they feel they can't achieve it.
Many things that need to be thought about for every single pack, and maybe that might be a little extreme, but like thinking about, oh, I remember trapping this guy, and I remember putting a sap on this one. I remember like doing the polymorphs. I remember standing around after several people had left, and we're all just standing around talking in the middle of Scholomance or in the middle of UBRS, and we're just getting to know.
Standing around talking. You know what she's just raised up? She's raised up the idea of standing around talking. Okay, you know what? That's fine. I can show you how much value standing around talking actually brings to games, and it's a hell of a lot. I can just say one thing, and I want some numbers in the chat. If I were to say to you, woodcut levels, if you've played RuneScape, you know what you need to do. 99. Nice. 99. 69. 69. Nice. Good. 99. 99. We've got it. How many times you play in RuneScape, you say woodcut levels, you say fishing levels, you say mining levels? Why? Why is it important that we need to say that? Why do we need to tell people? Why do we care? And it's because the social, the Black Phone advert. Hello, on the phone, a child. This year, one man, one mask, one child. Ethan Hawke gives a blood-curdling performance. A running policeman, unlike anything we've ever seen. A child will be in a room. Other children will find him.
bottles will fly, lights will flash. The Black Phone in cinemas now.
There we go. There we go. I was just doing a... Stop playing ads, Josh. What the fuck? Zeppler, you're playing the frickin'... You're the one that chose to play it. It's on your stream. Look, Zeppler. See? Zeppler HQ. Zeppler HQ is taking an ad break. Stick around to support the stream. How dare you? But you know what? I will stick around to support the stream. Because I enjoy... What? It's on your stream. I don't have ads running on my stream. It says to me on my stream, Zeppler HQ is taking an ad break. You can see. It says there. Is taking an ad break. Stick around to support the streams. I don't run ads on my stream. Zeppler. Zeppler. Ooh. What's happening? I think you've just been caught in 4K. I say that, I don't stream in 4K. You don't deserve that, okay? Not you, the viewers. They get 1080 at best. You get 720 if you're lucky. That's what you get. You know? You should be happy with 360. Here we go. He's incognito. That might work. That might work because I'm... Ah, yeah, you're watching the stream and it's incog for me. That might be why it works. Because it's all just incognito. I forgot what I was talking about, so we're going to go back to Zeppler's reaction.
Know each other, and things aren't going well. It's not efficient. It is not... It was frustrating in the moment. But I look back and I'm happy that I have those memories. That
frustrating in the moment, but you look back and you are happy you have those memories. How many people have memories like that? How many... Comedy is just tragedy plus time. That's what it is. How many people have experiences, not, and it's very important that you remember this, not like traumatic experiences, not incredibly negative. You're not talking about things that have, you know, lifelong repercussions. You're talking about things that were difficult at the time, that you look back on, that you actually think, that was quite funny. That was quite a good time. Yeah, that's what we get. You don't enjoy it during the moment, but you look back and you think, that was actually quite fun. But there is this Goldilocks zone. There is this level of, you need the challenge to be enough that it's got value, but not enough that it's massively negative. Does my cat wish to come back in? Come on, you can come back in and chill with me for a bit if you want to. She's getting old now, so she doesn't really know what to do. She tends to just move from place to eat to place to eat. Oh, hang on. That's what she wants. We'll sort out some treats for her later. Don't you worry. We'll make sure she is well fed. She's old. She's a lovely old girl. She tends to go from sleeping to eating to sleeping to eating. That's it. But she has this habit of coming to get me for food, and then I have to go and feed her. But the interesting thing is, it's not even about the food. It's about the ritual of getting me. Because if there's food downstairs, she can smell it. But she won't eat it until she's come to get me, and I've gone downstairs with her, and I've pointed at the food, and she kind of looks at me and then eats it. So it's about the process of, hey, I'm hungry, get me some food. Okay, cool, I'll go and get some food. There it is. And she's lovely, and I love her for it. Parental approval, that's what it is.
Made not every single dungeon feel the same. Like getting lost in Maradon. Damn.
Getting lost. Can I talk to you about an experience I had in World of Warcraft? About getting lost. It's actually how I met Segi, the head moderator on the Discord. Someone's like, no, you can't. I'm going to say 2 freaking words, and those of you who have experienced this in World of Warcraft will immediately feel it, okay? Lucid nightmare. Christ. Blue altar. Oh yeah, I know what I'm going to put in our game. I'm going to put a frickin' 3D maze in our game with no edges that just warps you back to random rooms in the maze. That's going to be fun. You know what I did to get the Lucid Nightmare? I read every single guide there was to get through that stupid maze, and then I ignored all of them and just ran around randomly for 2 hours. And I did it. 2 hours running from... And I'm a demon hunter. I run fast. You know, I could just jump across the map. I was flying and gliding and everything. It was dumb. But you know what? When I look back on it now, I smile. Because it's a memory. It's a memory. Asmon Mould. Hello, Mr. Josh. Hello, Asmon Mould. Hopefully you're doing well. First time live here. Watch the PoE stream vid. I hope to catch you playing PoE. I could load up Path of Exile in the corner. There's nothing that would prevent me from doing that. We could probably fit a bit of Path of Exile in here, couldn't we? You know what? I think we can fit a little bit of Path of Exile in here. Let me take this a bit more seriously. I feel that right now you don't think I'm taking this seriously. Hang on. I'm going to sort this out. I'm going to make this worth it for you. Give me a second. Okay. Okay. That's it. That is... Asmongold is still involved here. That's the important point. Okay? Asmongold, still involved. He is here. Now we just play this. So we'll get a bit of Path of Exile going on. We get this in the background. We get some combat happening. I don't think there should be any noise from the game right now. We'll find an enemy group just to see if there is any noise or not. But yeah, see, there's some there. And while that's happening, we're going to go back to Zeppler. Okay, cool. You leveled without me. Mate, I'm level 51. I leveled without a lot of people. Okay, here we go. Let's keep going. Nobody wants to struggle, but everyone wants the feeling and satisfaction earned from struggling and succeeding.
Yes.
We don't enjoy the process of overcoming adversity, but we do grow from it.
Callum is playing RuneScape on the same stream. Callum's just given up, reacting to the reaction to the reaction. Callum, absolute Chad that he is, has just put sunglasses on and is playing RuneScape, reacting to me, watching him play RuneScape, reacting to Zeppler, watching me reacting to him play RuneScape. Callum's like, fuck this noise. I'm just going to play RuneScape for a bit. I respect that about Callum a lot. He isn't bound to our laws or our social ideals. He's just sat there gone, you know what? It's because I mentioned woodcut levels. He went, there is always time to do some grinding.
Indeed, the moments of unplanned struggle often become some of our fondest memories.
Yeah.
It's very important to understand that the word struggle in this context is not life-changing trauma.
Dude,
it's not
I think Josh has figured out MMOs. I think he figured it out. I think he's done enough videos on MMOs that he has figured out the whole psychology behind it. This is the truest video about MMOs I've ever seen in my life.
I have definitely not made enough videos on MMOs. I am not going to stop. I have started, so I will finish. I need to continue. I will not be happy until every MMO apart from RuneScape is dead. That's my main plan. That is the end game. That's the goal. And I'll tell you why. Because if there's only one MMO left, we can make it as difficult as we want, and we can make it as hardcore as we want, and we can laugh at the casuals, can't we? All this act that I do about being casual friendly and casual focused, it's a lie. It's just a lie. It's an act. I'm as hardcore as they come, okay? I'm a grinder. I'm a speed runner, a world firster, if you will. Just an act. It's a lie. I won't be happy until all of you are not happy with MMOs. That's what it is. So basically, my job, yeah, this is me collecting. What is it? Like, don't spoil it, because I haven't seen all of it yet. But you know The Boys on Amazon? This is just Homelander. That's what it is. I want other people to obviously love and admire me, but behind the scenes, I will destroy all the other MMOs. That's what's going to happen, okay? This is like the Homelander approach to doing it. Professional slow runner, the inside man. World first, destroying things. I swear to God, if I can get a Homelander costume, I'm getting one. Okay, let's get back to Zeppler's reaction to my reaction. We're 11 minutes into Zeppler's reaction. It's 32 minutes long, and the stream is so far 3 hours. So we've got about 6 hours left. Only negative experiences that you wish you could remove. It means less than optimal, unexpected. It means more difficult than you originally anticipated. It's not extremely damaging, it's challenging within the context of the game.
If you go camping with your friends and everything is absolutely fine, you'll likely have an okay trip, but if on the second night it begins to absolutely pour with rain and you discover there's a rip in the tent, you will likely hate it in the moment, but look back on it fondly.
Yeah, I was say, wasn't that a good story?
Who's been camping before? Any of you been camping? Outside, wild camping, in a tent? What is happening here? Oh, you'll get it. Just trust us, you'll get it. Can I just point out that when people join this stream and they're like, I don't get what's going on, this is what the UI looks like on an overwhelming MMORPG. Like, if you join an MMO for the first time and the UI looks like this and you think, I don't get it, this is what they feel all the time. The feeling that you get right now is the feeling that you get when you log into a brand new MMO and it doesn't explain what's going on. That's what this is. This is like the Twitch version of EVE Online. I forgot what I was mentioning. I'm going to go back on Zepla's video to work out what she said that was important. It'll be fine, you'll likely have an camping. That was it. Who's been camping? Camping is much more fun when things don't go wrong. But it's much more memorable when they do. Like, you don't like waking up in the middle of the night because the tent is ripped and it's pouring with rain inside. You hate it. But many months from then on, when you're with your mates who you went camping with, you're going to be like, yeah, that was a good time. Or, oh, that was terrible. You don't want things to go wrong. But you do fondly remember when they do and you overcome it. That's the story. Okay, trip, but if on the second night it begins to absolutely pour with rain and you discover there's a rip in the tent, you will likely hate it in the moment, but look back on it fondly.
Yeah, I'll say, wasn't that a good story?
The struggle you overcame.
Yeah.
It's often the moments of struggle that we look back on and smile about. We defeated the enemy and...
Didn't Asmongold use the camping analogy in a video yesterday? I mean, he may have done, because he was reacting to my video, Why Old MMOs Feel Better, which uses the camping analogy. What did I just tune into? What you tuned into was the meta. Okay? People say that you have to react to things on Twitch to make good content. You have to react. Reaction meta is it. So, okay, here's reaction meta. I'm reacting to Asmon, reacting to me, while playing Path of Exile, while reacting to Zepla, reacting to me, while also reacting to Zepla live, watching me, reacting to Zepla and Asmon and her. Callum Upton's here as well, and that's just the same stream going on, okay? Please don't explain, I can't. This is, you know when people say react harder? I don't think you can react much harder than what we're doing right now.
We see value in that. If you ask older MMO players some of their best memories, they'll often tell you about all the adversity they overcame. Standing, selling items in the EverQuest tunnel or the Falador Bank.
Going and having, like, oh guys, sorry, I ran out of arrows. I'm a hunter and I ran out of arrows. I have to go back to town to buy arrows. Oh, actually, you want to res? Well, I'm a priest and I don't have any candles left, so you're kind of screwed, dude.
But you're not playing PoE, you just have it open. They're not wrong. So, hang on. Every now and again, fine, I will play Path of Exile at sea. We'll kill like one or two things just so I can justify having it open. See? We've got summons. We're doing some stuff. We can even level up. Oh yeah, this is going to be fun. Leveling up when I can't even read what the frig is on the thing. Doomsday? Cold Mastery? Lightning Mastery? Fire. Oh, if you haven't played Path of Exile, by the way, this is the skill tree. It's rather complicated. But, and people are like, you need to follow a guide. And to them I say, no. Alright? I'm not following a guide. I'm just going to, if it says more damage, I'm just taking more damage. That's pretty much it. That's not a skill tree, that's a skill forest. That's what that is. That is a skill peninsula. There's a lot of stuff going on there. But yeah, I'm not following a guide. I'm just taking more damage. Just taking way more damage. And the thing is, it's not complicated. It's just presented in a complicated way. Like, it itself is actually relatively straightforward, but it looks intimidating, which is a design thing. Oh, quick note. Some of you that were here earlier will know this, and I think this is important to mention again, because one, I think it's a nice thing to have done, and two, I'm still quite starstruck. I got an email from Chris Wilson, the guy in charge of Path of Exile, and The email just said, "Hi Josh, enjoy your channel. Really glad you're enjoying Path of Exile. If you ever want to chat about it sometime, let me know. Have a good day. Chris." What an absolute gentleman. Just straight, simple. Didn't ask for anything. Didn't want anything. Didn't need anything. Didn't even need to do that. It was literally 5 minutes out of his day where he just went, "I'm just going to email Josh and let him know I like his videos and I appreciate him playing the game." What a lovely guy. Yeah. Just seemed like a genuine thing to do. I've somewhat followed PoE since the beginning. First saw the talent system. I said, nope, that's a constellation chart. Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. But no, he seemed like a nice guy. He said if he wants to chat, I mean, I'll probably get him on to chat sometime. Callum, I can't hear what you're saying right now, but I'm just going to assume that you would be up for having a chat to the guy, the main guy behind Path of Exile. I'm going to assume Callum's okay with that and just get him on the Tangent Tavern at some point to talk about stuff.
Dude, I'm sorry. It's funny though. It's so true. Like, if you have something bad happening to you in your life, what is the thing that people will often say? Well, at least we'll have a good story to tell.
Is Path of Exile like Nintendogs? Zeppler, I've explained to you before. Every game can be related back to Nintendogs. Because girl gamers need a frame of reference whenever you explain a game to them. And the only frame of reference girl gamers have is Nintendogs. In fact, I'm pretty sure that a girl gamer becomes a girl gamer when, at around the age of 7 or 8, she is gifted a Nintendo DS with Nintendogs in it. There's a whole ceremony. I obviously wasn't. Every game uses the Nintendogs game engine. I wasn't invited to the ceremony. You know, it's a secret, but someone did tell. What is Callum? Is Callum playing Nintendogs? Yeah, RuneScape is just heavily modded Nintendogs. Josh, put the streams in theatre mode, please. That makes it very big, though. That's the problem. We're going to go back to regular mode, because if I put it in theatre mode, it removes this sign up to experience the best of Callum Upton. And you know what? I do want you to sign up to experience the best of Callum Upton. You know, Twitch is your oyster. What I love is the fact that the world is your oyster is a saying. It's the idea that you can go wherever you want on the globe and you can have this global adventure and you can live your life. But if you don't know the world is your oyster is a saying, you'd be a little bit, confused if you just read Twitch is your oyster. I'm like, what are you on about? What? What is this? Explain what's happening to my eyes. Just stick with us for a few minutes and it'll make sense. It will make sense. You should be a salesman. I was a salesman for a long time. It turns out I can sell a lot of things to a lot of people, but do you guys want to know a trick about sales? This is probably a bit of a tangent. You don't sell stuff. You sell lifestyles. That's what you do. You don't sell stuff. Because people don't need stuff. If you just talk about the power of stuff, people don't want it. You talk about the power of lifestyles. That's what you want. You buy the dream. I used to sell drones. You know, those little things you can fly around with stuff. I don't sell drones. I sell the lifestyle that comes with owning a drone. You and your friends at the park, flying over, making a film. Filming some cool, amazing aerial shots. Flying through a drone racing course. You're not going to do any of that stuff. I know you're not. You're going to get home, fly it in your back garden, probably lose it. That's what's going to happen. But I will sell you the dream. And I realised after a while, I thought, you know what? I don't like doing this. I want to play video games and talk about their creation and their analysis. So we go with this. I find it less unscrupulous. No, more unscrupulous. Less scrupulous. Less scruples. That's what I was after in my career. Like a lack of there was an abundance of scruples in my work. I wasn't happy with it. Ex-dream seller. I'm going to put that on my CV. If I ever apply for another job, I'm going with ex-dream seller.
Damn if they're right. Damn if you did have a good story to tell and you laugh about it. And that's the thing that gives life so much richness and flavor. It builds character.
Let me just take a second to appreciate the fact that Zeppler is not only wearing the same ears as she was in that one in there, but the foil hat has been added. It's like between creating this video and the live stream, she got a rare drop. That's what happened. She was between this video, which was on the 24th, and this, which was the 25th. Today, she got the foil hat drop. That's what happened. Look at that. Look how happy she is. +2 defense. That's what it was. She is just, oh, so happy. Well done. I'm glad that you got the foil hat drop. I appreciate the fact that my zombies are just milling around in Path of Exile, which gives people something to look at. She crafted it live on stream. She did craft it live on stream. Yeah, she is a crafter.
Guides. Phoning friends in real life to all...
Oh, tangent as well. The game I'm playing in this video right now is Guild Wars 1. Guild Wars 1 almost never goes on sale. It's on sale on Steam. It is worth picking up as effectively... Treat it as like a single-player RPG with multiplayer elements. Don't think of it as an MMO too much. Think of it as like a single-player RPG adventure with multiplayer components to it if you want to team up. Not sponsored, but Guild Wars 1 is absolutely worth picking up for the price it's at right now.
Organize a raid.
There exists in design a Goldilocks zone of player difficulty.
Dude, does he even have anything in his cup, though?
How dare you question what's in my cup? Do I even have anything in my cup? Of course I don't. There's nothing there. It's empty. Now this cup, however, has tea in it. That cup had tea in it. However, I have to ask you a question. Did you believe that cup had tea in it? Because it doesn't. Acting. It's all a lie. This cup, however, does have something in it. This cup has a metal shaker ball. Because it's a protein cup, and it's designed to be, you know, break up the protein powder. So this cup has got something in it, but it's not what you expected. Now this cup also has a shaker ball in it, and this glass is empty. And this is probably a sign that I need to clean my desk. Because there is a Pokemon soup cup, a Final Fantasy Strife coffee cup, a dinosaur cup, 2 protein shakers, an Iron Man cup, a Skyrim hat. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on this desk. I probably need to find some more space for the things that are on this desk. When I say soup bowl, by the way, a Pokemon soup bowl, I mean... Check this out. It's got Eevees on it. Look at that. It's got all the evolutions. I thought it was super cool. I don't even have the €15 for Guild Wars. Hey, if you don't have it, don't spend it. But it is worth it if you do. Okay, cool. Let's get back to Zepla's original reaction before we start looking at her current reaction to this reaction.
Does he even have anything in his cup? Seriously, I don't see anything in there.
Where something is not too easy, and not... Some days I do have things in the cup. Some days I don't. I've got to keep you guessing. Gotta keep you guessing. Not too hard, it's just right. You're not going to frustrate the player and prevent them from finishing the game, but when they do finish the game, they're going to feel an immense satisfaction.
Yes, it's wisdom there.
Overcome a perfectly balanced challenge. So how does this all relate?
Yes, it's wisdom.
The wisdom is in the cup. It's someone in the chat. Yes. Yeah, the cup is full of wisdom. That's what it is. People are like, is the cup empty? No. No. It's not full of anything in the physical sense, but it's full of wisdom. That's what it is. Auto attack on left click. I mean, no. Look, left click is move on Path of Exile. Look, don't make me play Path of Exile because I will attack by just actually clicking left click. I will do this. I'll find some enemies. Oh wow, I've got nothing on left click. I've got default attack. See, I will left click. I'm not even using the other hand. See? Full on left clicking. I will click on the potions. That's the level you'll get me to. You missed the chest. Don't. Don't do it. Joe, we were having a good stream. You know what? I did miss a chest. I wonder where. Let's go back and find it. Hang on. We'll get back to the stream in a second. There's probably a chest. Smuggler's Cache. I didn't want it. It's fine. Do it, chat. No, we're not. Why did it have to end this way? Zeppler, I'll fill you in on this later. Okay, I'll explain what happened. But I basically spent 20 minutes trying to find a chest because chat kept telling me that I had missed a chest. And then when I found it, didn't even open it. Okay, let's go back to the reaction. But the cup is indeed full of wisdom. Back to MMORPGs.
It's
well,
true.
Remember when Blizzard told you think you do, but you don't?
Oh, we
And
remember
by the
that.
way, you don't want to do that either. You think you
What?
do, but you don't.
How dare you?
Remember when
How
you had
dare
to, like,
you? Speak
spam
down to
cities
me.
and say, need a tank, need a tank,
Yeah,
need a
I
tank
remember
during the
that.
break?
I think the problem that Blizzard have with it... Did any of you watch this live? This Blizzard kind of BlizzCon thing, or see the video when it first came out? I think the issue that Blizzard have is not that they're... How do I voice this? How do I word this? They didn't explain it correctly. What they meant was modern World of Warcraft has solved many problems with the gameplay process that are still apparent in old World of Warcraft. And we believe a modern day Audible, have you heard? Alien. Try an incredible selection of Audible originals, podcasts, and audiobooks. Ad time. Stals, thanks for the follow. Choo choo. Alien. And then there was Light development footage. Oh, Sephiroth. I know this. One-winged angel. There's Yuri. And there's Reno and Claude. There's Ariel. That is probably Ruby Weapon. What else have we got going on with this Final Fantasy? Oh, that's Ninja Girl. Ninja Girl Tifa. Half the chat is now triggered. Half the chat is very, very unhappy. Am I getting paid for this? I mean, not from the adverts, from people that sub for some reason. But no, hey, Zeppler chooses to run an advert, and I'm polite. We can wait. I'll wait 3 minutes every now and again. At this rate, watching Josh is going to be its own Twitch category. We'll just get all the other Twitch channels going on at the same time. That's how we'll work it. I have never played FF7. I've heard it was mediocre. Hey, the first game's got problems. Don't tell me I've joined at the end. Oh no, we're not even close to the end. Many people wish we were, but we aren't. So what Blizzard meant when they said you think you do but you don't was modern WoW has advanced and changed the process of gameplay in such a way that it has streamlined a lot of the previously difficult moments, a lot of the previously frustrating elements. And if you were to go back and replay that game, you would likely experience the frustrating elements and not realise how much they took up of your gameplay time. So we think that modern World of Warcraft has advanced and improved the gameplay experience in such a way that if you were to go back and play the original, you would likely be hit by how unoptimized it was. Now, if they said that instead of, you don't want that, no, you don't, you fool, you absolute candlestick, you frickin' bungalow, you complete rhombus, you don't want those, you don't want that game you loved, you frickin' mug. What you want is the game we've got now, you stupid cheesecake. That's what they wanted to say to everyone, okay? But what they basically said, yeah, you're wrong. The game you played, you're an idiot for even having fun. What a stupid idiot. You frickin' desk chair. You absolute deck of cards. You paintbrush. I'm just naming things in the room right now. I can't think of things that quickly, okay? But no, that's what they were saying. They were saying you don't want the game you were playing because it's not as fun as you remember. If they'd have said that, that would have been okay. Are these British insults? Right, look, the great thing about being British is that you can say any word and it will sound insulting. Okay? Any word. Like, if you walk up to someone and they've done something stupid and you're like, you absolute flannel. You frickin' toothbrush. You absolute deodorant. You say it and it will work. I guarantee it will work because it's about the way of saying it, not necessarily what you say. That's what it is. Okay, cool. You frickin' garage. Say anything and it works. Say it like a compliment. Oh, you absolute candlestick. You garage. Oh, you are a paintbrush, you are. See? You say it in a positive way. You put a positive spin on it. It doesn't matter what you say. If you're having a good time and you walk up to someone, you grab them and like, you, my son, you are an absolute flannel. You know what you are? You're a frickin' deodorant stick. That's what you are. Makes you feel good about yourself. Say it like a pickup line. You absolute candlestick. You frickin' flannel, you. You're a garage door, aren't you, you bungalow? See? Anything. Anything. You just put words in it. It's just about the inflection. You know, I'm something of a bungalow myself. Just changing around the frickin' Spider-Man meme. Okay, cool. Sounds extremely dirty. Anything can sound dirty. Okay? Anything. You've just got a way to say it. I mean, Joey did it in Friends with Grandma's chicken salad. Anything can... It's the way you do it. It's the way you do it. I mean, it's difficult to do it with some Final Fantasy dialogue. I'm trying to think of how I would make such devastation. This was not my intention. Work. You could replace it with... you could replace that with most words. You know, such devastation, you bungalow. This was not my intention, you complete poggers. You omega lull. You could add it in. Right, let's stop being silly. Because we're being silly right now. Let's get back to the video.
Crusade days?
Don't tell me what I want.
Because now you just push a button that says go to the dungeon.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
Now, look at how freaking happy he is. You just push a button that says go to the dungeon. You've optimized part of your process, which people enjoyed. You complete thumbtack.
What?
Here's what they actually... I'm sorry, is it just me? Or, like, I don't know the guy, but that is a really punchable face. I would never condone violence against anyone else. Don't do it. But
because now you just push a button that says go to the dungeon.
Yeah.
You don't want to do that.
I'll tell you what annoys me. When someone walks up, says something that's either really insulting, really patronizing, or really stupid, and then just smirks at you with this air of superiority. And I'm thinking, you dick. I'm not going to hit you, obviously, because that would be a bit too base and primal. But, oh, God. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to remake you in The Sims and then drown you in the pool. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to name one of my Nintendogs after you, and then I'm going to not look after it. That's what I'm going to do. God, I mean, these smug people irritate me. They just do. What are we looking at, Josh? How many reactions am I looking at? Right now, only one. Just focus on the one that we're doing it. People are like, too far, Josh. I'm calling Peter. Too far. Oh, that was it. That was the moment, wasn't it? Was that what pushed you over the edge? J. Allen Bark. Brilliant.
What?
Here's what they actually meant. It's two elements of human psychology combining. The abundance of choice, meaning we don't stick at one thing when it gets challenging.
Blizzard Man wrong. Blizzard Man wrong. No.
Can easily switch. And the value we gain from overcoming a challenge. Many years ago, there weren't as many MMOs, so you have a relatively captured audience. If you didn't like one game, you could go to another, but you...
You know what I think this relates to, this whole MMO thing about, being J. Allen Bungalow. This idea of, with less choice, you are more willing to put up with more stuff. Also, with less choice, more collective memories are made. Here's a strange one. Back in the kind of 80s and 90s in the UK, you didn't have that many TV channels. BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, Channel 4, and then we were all amazed when Channel 5 was made. But did you notice this? And I think this happened recently with Game of Thrones. When there was less choice, everyone watched the same things. Everyone did the same things. And so everyone talked about the same things. Remember when Game of Thrones was massive and it pretty much united the world for a bit? Remember when Pokemon Go came along and united absolutely everyone? Now, there's very little that unites everyone. Because entertainment used to have a way of uniting people just because there was so little entertainment. Everyone would do it. You had to watch this. Lost. When Lost came out, when Game of Thrones came out, everyone. And then when you have so many choices, you have this analysis paralysis that goes on, which means you actually don't get as united. When there are only 4 or 5 MMORPGs, everyone's playing one of them. And then now there are 400 or 500, you get to find your own thing. Twitch unites people like this. It absolutely does. I hate Pokemon, Game of Thrones, and Lost. Well, you can unite over your hatred of it. Because remember, even Elvis sold both I love Elvis and I hate Elvis badges and pins. Play both sides. You can unite over your hatred of something just as much as over your love. You just need that thing to be popular enough. What the hell is happening here? I disagree completely. No, I will not elaborate. Okay. That's the end of that conversation then. United in our hatred. Yeah, you've got to be united in the hatred of stuff. I mean, if you want to elaborate, I will listen. Why is Asmon so excited about Path of Exile? I think he's just amazed that you can't buy keys and you can't buy crests. That's what it is. I said, hey, you can buy bank space and stuff, but like you don't need to. And that was unbelievable. Callum is pulling up reviews for Pokemon Go right now. We just appreciate the fact that he's doing that. Okay, let's get back to Zeppler reacting, because we're 14 minutes into her reaction, and we're only 3 hours and 42 minutes into this stream. Just got here, what am I looking at? Top left, Asmongold's reaction to my video. Top centre, Path of Exile that I'm dying at. Top right, Zeppler's reaction to my video that I'm watching and reacting to. Bottom right, Zeppler's live stream as she is watching this live stream reacting to her. Bottom left, this stream repeatedly. Bottom centre left, Callum Upton watching Zeppler watching this stream. This is the reaction super meta. You'd very quickly cycle through all possible games. The player base didn't have great variety.
Wait, what? Just cycling through games? I don't know. I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Oh yeah, nobody tells Zeppler. Zeppler's never actually played any other game apart from Final Fantasy XIV. She's the one gamer girl that I don't think has played Nintendogs. She stumbled onto Final Fantasy XIV, during the ceremony when the Nintendo DS was meant to be presented with Nintendogs to indoctrinate her as a gamer girl. Unfortunately, someone presented Final Fantasy XIV, and she just kind of went with it. And I admire that. I don't think she even realizes that it's the 14th game in the Final Fantasy franchise. That's just part of the title. Yeah, that's what it is. No one tell her. She's happy. Josh spied on my ceremony with his drones. I did, and I sold them all to myself using suave and tact. Variety, and a lot of these MMOs were difficult. The players would face adversity in all games, such as no group finders, meaning you had to talk to people, and creating a group could take a while. No quest markers on the minimap, or minimaps themselves, or even in your journal, so you had to write down NPCs' names and locations. No market boards or global trading systems, so it was player-to-player trade only. No tutorial, meaning you were placed directly...
Dude, I know it's not an MMO, but I did start playing Morrowind a little bit. And this was such a bewildering experience for me because the guy, like, maybe I missed it, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get, like, a quest log or anything.
Morrowind is just you get off the boat and then it's like, hey, you might be the prophecy, you might not be, we don't care. Off you go. I love it. It's brilliant. In fact, the Morrowind book is right here because I'm never, ever more than several meters away from Morrowind book. The law says you have to. People are asking some questions in chat about not having things, not having these ideas. Do you think removing these things makes them better? Because everyone wants, I say everyone, a vocal group want the Grand Exchange gone in RuneScape. But they'll still happily, use it. A lot of people want the feeling of achievement gained from overcoming an obstacle, but they also want something that removes the obstacle. It's a complex place to be. I have not played Daggerfall. No, not yet. I have not yet. I don't like it when games waste my time with arbitrary annoyances. That's interesting. Arbitrary annoyances. What a great phrase. Arbitrary. The idea that it doesn't need to be there. It not being there creates that feeling of annoyance, and then when you overcome it, pride. It's irritating. Is it arbitrary? Is not putting trading in the game part of the game? That was it. I've been playing an MMO recently that's going to be the next worst MMO episode, and I'll tell you what, great game, terrible onboarding experience. Star Wars: The Old Republic. I really like Star Wars: The Old Republic, and I absolutely hate the way they have done the new player experience. Hey, here's 1,000 text boxes. Here's 1,000,000 text tutorials. Okay, why not just design an opening section that I have to actually use the skills you're giving me to progress? Why don't you... Okay, let me tell you how I fucked up my own Star Wars: The Old Republic gameplay. I was playing through the tutorial. I was still in the tutorial section. My next mission was go to the spaceport, which will teleport you to Coruscant. However, I then got another tutorial box pop up saying you've unlocked what I call flashpoints, little missions that you can teleport to. So I open the flashpoint menu and I click go to flashpoint, which teleports me to a random ship. So straight away, the narrative that it's built up, immediately destroyed. The narrative is just smashed. We don't care. There's no more continuity. It's not a story game. You're on a ship now. And I played through this flashpoint, shooting some Empire, pushing through. And then I think, you know what? I've got to go in at lunch. So I quit the game, thinking when I come back, I'll be in the ship still. But no, when I return to the game, I've been put in Coruscant, the place that I needed to get to. But I don't know how to get to it. So I can't get back to the flashpoint that I was on, and I'm on Coruscant, but I need now to find my way to Ord Mantell to work out how to get to the spaceport to get back to Coruscant, because that is the trigger that it's waiting for me to do to advance the plot. But I'm able to just throw myself around. Flashpoints are dungeons. I know that because I've played MMOs. You would know that. Imagine if you'd never played an MMO before. You're playing through Star Wars: The Old Republic. You get to this part, go to Coruscant. You also get the tutorial pop-up saying you've unlocked flashpoints. So you, as a new player, go to the flashpoint, which then puts you on Coruscant. If you have not played an MMO before and you don't know what you just did, you have now completely messed up the narrative structure of the game. It's insane. Absolutely ridiculous. Which tab am I supposed to focus on? Okay, cool. Top left, Asmongold reacting to my video. Top centre, Path of Exile, playing it whenever people get bored of stuff that I'm talking about. Top right, Zeppler reacting to me that I'm watching and reacting to. Bottom right, Zeppler reacting to this stream live right now. You can go over to hers and listen to her commentary on this whole process. Bottom left, this stream repeatedly. Centre left, Callum Upton in the middle of... Callum, what are you doing? So that's Callum has just put himself in the middle with his shades on, with this stream on the bottom right, this stream on the top left, this stream on the top left, and RuneScape on the bottom left. Callum's just living his best life. Pop over to Callum's stream to work out what he's doing, because he's just vibing, to be honest. He is just doing pretty well right now. Let's go back to Zeppler's original reaction to the video.
Telling me where to go, and I talked to this NPC, and he's like, well, I need you to check out these monsters. Now they're... you need to go north and then head over the bridge next to that crooked looking tree, and then you're going to want to take a right and then keep going for about half a mile, and then you're going to look for a little shaggy bush, and that bush is going to have some blueberries on it, and you're going to...
Right now, Zeppler is describing the quest system in Morrowind, which she is spot on with. I would like to point out something that I hate about Morrowind, and this is probably the one reason that it's not a 10 out of 10 for me. It's a 9 out of 10. There is a quest in Morrowind that tells you to go east and find a cave. That quest is wrong. You need to go west and find the cave. When I was a child, playing this on my laptop, and it said go east, I couldn't find that cave. So what I did was I got the map and I worked out a line where, you know, I was, north to south line, and I thought, okay, well, technically everything to the right of this line is east. So I scoured the entire frickin' map east. I unlocked the whole eastern side of the map. I levelled to like maximum. And this quest is like the 5th quest. I swear to God, it's not even a high level quest. I just did all of it, and then I Googled it, and it's like, yeah, you got to go west. I walked like 5 minutes west, found the cave. I just destroyed everything from that point on in the game. It was ridiculous. It was, people are like, it's the journey that matters. It was absolutely insane.
I'd want to just go right to the left of the bush and then take a little turn around there, and then you're going to find the whippersnappers that I need you to bring me back 5 of, but make sure you don't come back that same way, because around nightfall there's going to be some monsters out in the woods, so you actually need to go west a little ways and then get back on the main road, and then that'll take you to the other city. Well, they'll probably be able to give you directions from there. And I'm like, okay, well, let me get all that down. I'll
into
be
the
fine.
world, and you relied on the community to help you, and many games came on physical CDs and took out.
Relying on the community to help you. Can we just discuss that for a second? How many people here have ever tried to get into a new MMO, they've discovered it's a bit difficult to get into, and the first response everyone gives them is, you've got to talk to the community, you've got to talk to the players, you've got to talk to other people. And then, after you've been told that, how many people, your immediate response is, other people. I love MMORPGs. It's obvious with my channel. I don't always love being forced to interact with people. Some people I love. Some people are great. Some people I spend all the time with. Some people, sometimes I like playing an MMO knowing that the world I'm in is alive. I like knowing the other people I see are other players. I like knowing they're having a good time. But I also like playing by myself. I also like going off to solo. I like hanging out with my friends. It is totally possible to love MMOs and hate being social. It is possible to do that. Just the same as it's possible to love Elden Ring and like being social. Just because you play a game that is single player does not mean you hate being around people. And just because you play a game that's multiplayer doesn't mean you hate being alone. You can like all different types. You can value the online experience that an MMO gives you, while also wanting to experience it with a smaller group of people. Maybe this is why I like Guild Wars 1 so much. They're like, yeah, the game is technically online, but only online with the people you want it to be online with. I'm like, that is spot on. You know, I'll see all these people in the cities, and then I'll leave the cities, and they're gone. Fantastic. If you say to someone in general chat, how do I do something? What is the most common response? It is 2 words. Google it. Google it, isn't it? Google it. What if I want to chat to you? What if I want to bond? What if I'm trying to have that experience where I, talk to you and we bond together and we work together over it? Just freaking Google it. No. I want to talk to you. Let's go back to Zeppler.
Hours to install, with the process often going wrong. This isn't the game itself, but it's still part of an adversity experience.
Adversity means a difficult or unpleasant situation, and overcoming it is a good feeling. Now, the adversity in a game doesn't just need to be the boss design or the gameplay. It can be the meta elements.
So what we need to do is, what we need is to create MMO players who enjoy the...
That sentence that Zeppler said could have ended there. What we need to do is create MMO players who enjoy. Because at the minute, none of them enjoy anything. I went to, against my better judgment, I went to the subreddit r/MMORPG. I'll tell you what. If you want to see a bunch of people who absolutely cannot stand MMOs, go to the MMO subreddit. They frickin' hate them.
Adversity, or who enjoy pain and suffering. Holy.
If we have to find MMORPG players who enjoy adversity and enjoy pain and suffering, we could probably just grab the old school RuneScape player base. Anyone with 99 rune crafting is immediately in.
Holy shit. I just realized. Blizzard has been playing like 5D chess this whole time. Blizzard has figured it out. So this whole time, they were actually causing their players to suffer so much that they would get used to it and learn to appreciate the adversity and the challenge and the suffering to mold them into the new type of player that would be necessary to rekindle the greatness of MMOs. This is all for the best. They're thinking of you the whole.
Maybe Blizzard have been playing 5D chess. Maybe Blizzard know that when they release a new update, you'll buy it, then you'll suffer, and then you'll appreciate it, and then you'll buy the next one. I still absolutely cannot freaking stand. I feel personally offended by Battle for Azeroth. Because you know what that battle was for? Nothing. You know what changed after Battle for Azeroth? I don't. Did we battle for Azeroth? Did the battle happen? Did Azeroth win? Was that what it was? Oh, the next one's going to be good. Oh, don't worry. Zepla's told me the next one's going to be good. Dragonflight, I believe it's called. It's going to be good. I wonder, okay, I'm just going to put something out there right now, and you can call me crazy. I think there is a very small Dragonlands, or whatever it's called. Dragonflight was that Guild Wars 2? It was one of them. What do you think of the possibility that the next World of Warcraft expansion might have something to do with maybe a shady, shadowy, powerful figure who might have even been pulling the strings this whole time? And then, hear me out on this, because it's going to get fucking insane. The Horde and the Alliance, bear with me, momentarily put aside their differences and team up against a greater threat. I know. I mean, they haven't done that since the Burning Crusade, or Wrath of the Lich King, or Cataclysm, or Warlords of Draenor, or Mist of Pandaria, or whatever came after that. I've honestly given up counting, to be honest. Legion? Was it Legion? I mean, is it even legal? It's not. It's not. Can we just genuinely consider the fact that so far the Horde and the Alliance have actually teamed up more than they fought each other? Like, just going off pure numbers, they're allies. They've fought on the same side more often than they've fought against each other. Like, you had Warcraft 1, Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3, where they were enemies, and now they've fought together so much, they're basically just besties. That's what they are. At the minute, they're just frenemies. Ads.
Ready for something new? Ready for something free? This is your place. Settlers to be transported. Freebie. Snowboards, men, steps, cards, flashlights, segways, Gordon Ramsay, Hell's Kitchen, men with glasses, bad CGI, politicians, judges, women, men, more men. This is your man, another man, a woman, and I, Freebie.
There we go. I just want to get involved with the adverts, to be honest. I feel that you deserve this. That's what you need. Is this your real voice? This is my real voice right now, but I can do accents. If you need me to. We can do other one. Not just Judge. That's Judge Judy. Judge Judy and Executioner. Here we go. Let's get back to the original video.
Time, man.
Such as having to play a game without a guide, being unable to switch servers and play with your friends, corpse runs, experience debt, almost cryptic levels of description for both quest guides and item descriptions. Having no idea what to do creates modern-day mythoses. It creates modern-day legends. Who played Dark Souls 1? Who still believes the Witcher's Talisman frickin' does anything? The Witcher's Talisman literally does nothing. It's a starting item. Nothing at all. Does nothing whatsoever. but people still believe it does. Josh is using the streamer minion build. I've just realised I am doing that, aren't I? This is the streamer minion build. Look, I've got all these minions following me around. Basically, I'm just making other people do things. I know, and I was talking about this to you earlier. As a content creator, I could put out vast amounts of content if I didn't create original videos and just reacted to other people doing stuff. So, here's the plan. Create original videos and then react to the reactions of other people who reacted to the original videos. But in doing so, create so much more stuff.
Older games
It's
had
still
a lot
like that in Path of Exile, though.
of adversity.
I don't know what
within
the
them.
hell
And
everything
as we
is
know,
in that
while
game.
people like the sense of accomplishment which comes with overcoming adversity, they don't.
I don't know how Path of Exile works either, and I'm playing it. Okay? I know that red is health and blue is mana and green is I don't know what green does. I also know that I've got a wand that connects things to things, and I've got some stuff in my inventory. All I know is that if I hold W, I make flaming skulls. And if I make enough flaming skulls, I win. That's if I run around, look, all I'll pretty much do is just, I'll run over here, I'll hold W, I'll make a massive, huge amount of flaming skulls, and then I'll open this chest. Ready? So, we'll go skeleton, 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 flaming skulls, explode those, open the cache. Oh, I thought there'd be a fight, to be honest. I thought there'd be a fight. Oh, hang on, have I missed something important? Supplemented contract bunker. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to take it. Might be important. No item filter. Yeah, I'm not using item filters because everyone keeps telling me that I should do. But I'm not. Because, listen, we're talking about it right now. As soon as I start to use an item filter, I'm going to take away the challenge for myself, and that's going to take away the fun. The fun, the challenge. We're literally talking about overcoming adversity. My adversity is doing this without the item filter. Thank you. Okay, cool. Your system will blue screen of death later if you don't use one. Well, that's the price we have to pay. I am willing to pay that price.
Always like adversity in the moment. People quit difficult things while they're still in the difficult bit. With older MMOs, this wasn't a major problem for players.
Okay, we've only got 18 minutes left to get through all of Zeppler's videos, so we can do this. We've been streaming for 4 hours. This is a reaction to a 32-minute video. 4 hours. We can do this.
Player retention,
and then we have Asmon's 40-minute video. We're going to get there.
The players simply didn't have many other places to go. The end result was a hemmed-in player base with a sparse selection of MMOs, all of which had heavy amounts of adversity, and your choice was overcome it or stop playing.
Yeah,
and if you stopped playing, then you simply stopped caring.
Yeah.
And if you did overcome it, you felt intense personal pride.
The idea that you have to overcome something because you can't just go to another challenge, when you were younger and you only had a few video games, and you couldn't beat a level, and you didn't have the internet or a guide, what did you do? You just forced yourself to beat the game. You made it. You had to do that. If you put it on double speed, it saves half the time for reacting. Mac. The people that have been here for a few hours now know what you've just done. Zeppler knows what you've just done. Sorry, Mac.
But as more MMOs were made and player choice increased, the designers saw both opportunities and issues. If they made the player face too much adversity, the players wouldn't...
Someone just said Johnny Depp. Slowly talking about that was a mega MMO. Yes. Oh, we do love it. You sound sloshed. Yes, a mega pint. How stoned is Josh? No. Zeppler is having a crisis. Oh, we're going to get to Zeppler speaking slowly. I wonder how that's going to sound to her.
Push on because they had no other choice. They would leave because now they did have choice. And this put designers into a strange position. They needed to make this...
Mike Wazowski. I'm watching you, Wazowski. Always watching.
Systems the players would experience immediately very easy to prevent the players leaving.
Yeah.
But in doing so, they
Yeah.
were reducing the potential long-term connection the player would have to that system because no one remembers the...
Hang on, we can actually, I realise we can actually, we can think about this together, can't we? Okay, let's just do, there we go. We can now consider this together.
Easy accomplishments. Take the group finder. Without it, players are forced to talk and communicate and connect. Bonds will form, friendships, rivalries. You have to time your gameplay sessions to your guild. The act of forming the group becomes a satisfying ritual.
Can you imagine joining right now? Imagine someone joining the stream right now. What would they think? They'd hate it. I'm going to do what they call a Callum Upton. Just be here. Come on, cats. Do you want to come back in? You only want to come back in because you think I've got treats. She's just waiting for treats. Hang on. You can be fed. You've been fed. She's an old girl, and it's hard to manipulate the camera, but we'll... Mia? No, she's gone. She'll be back soon. I just joined, I don't know what I've got to get. Right, okay, cool. Listen. Listen. This is how we're doing it from now on. This is just how we're doing things. This is how the stream goes. Just go with it. Okay? Just go with it. Here we go. Let's go back to... I want to hear Zeppler speaking at half speed.
Itself, and when the group is formed, it will likely
stick together because the process of forming another is difficult.
I wouldn't count on that, Chief. Okay. I wouldn't count on that. Plenty of people will literally just get up and leave in the middle of it because, plenty of people will literally just get up and leave in the middle of it.
is the adversity, and the feeling of having formed one is now substantial.
The group is
Then the group finder comes in to remove the adversity
That was the
of
giggle.
forming the group.
That's what I wanted. That was the giggle, man. That was all I wanted it to do, and we got it. We nailed it. There we go. What did I just join? You just joined Twitch, my friend. This is ultimate Twitch. This is the ultimate evolution of what Twitch is. It's YouTube, it's Twitch, it's Path of Exile, it's Callum Upton's here as well, playing RuneScape. I think Callum has just given up giving a shit, to be honest. He's got all of us on like random corners and he's just streaming in the bottom left. If you're in Callum's stream right now, I hope he's doing good. I hope he's having a good time, just chilling out. Zeppler's laughing at herself speaking in slow motion and we're watching a reaction to it. This is good. Let's get back to... Stop messing around. Let's get back to being serious. And in doing so, also removes the feeling of reward of forming it. It's positive for players with very little time, but negative for players who value the process of making the group. The lack of quest markers on your minimap, or indeed the lack of a detailed map at all, or the lack of... Can we just take a second to admire the fact that someone in Zeppler's stream is wearing that pink frog costume and has found a way to stand perfectly in the Final Fantasy XIV kind of screen position to just dance, and there's like a little fish and a frog thing down there as well. That I've got a lot of respect for that. A lot of respect for that pink frog right there. They're doing really well. Yes. 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 There you go. She's just enjoying some treats. There we go. Stop mowing. You guys don't get treats when you meow. That's not how it works. Okay? Cats maybe. You know.
Fast travel means you now faced adversity of talking to every NPC, finding a quest, memorizing the world, learning...
You know when people say to you, oh, old MMOs were great, you didn't have a quest finder, you had to talk to every NPC. I can't think of anything worse than talking to every NPC in town, because unless you as a developer have given every single NPC something relevant to tell me, or to do, or to guide me with, or to help me out with, what you're doing is giving me an absolute load of filler. If you have to talk to every NPC in town, you best make it worth my while that talking to every NPC in town is something I should do. You best make it worth it. If you want me to talk to every NPC in town, all of them need to be relevant. Otherwise, only put relevant ones in. Otherwise, what you're doing is you're effectively just putting a load of things in that don't really have any relevance, and you're just putting them in a set dressing, but you're still making me talk to them.
Learning the lay of the land, or becoming friends with a class who could teleport you around. The act of exploring and progressing was the adversity. That was the challenge. It wasn't easy, but for those who could do it, it was fulfilling. Then the minimaps, teleport spells, fast travel, and icons and quest helpers and auto run came along, because players were leaving the...
Visa, there is no way you'll finish this video. Visa, you can't tell me what to do, alright? Just because you've hit 100,000, mate. Oh, by the way, Visa runs the Clip channel, Josh Drive says. 100,000 subscribers today. Gonna get his silver plaque. One absolute legend. He's worked hard. He deserves it.
Game before even finding the quests due to the difficulty of the process, and it had to be made easier to increase player retention, or the players would leave for a game which was...
You've had a treat. Don't look at me like that. Fine. Shut up, all of you, all right? You can't win with the cat. Look, no, I am a strong, independent man, and I don't just do whatever a cat tells me to do. And that is not a reputation that I'm going to get. Okay, yeah, she got some treats because she meowed, and yeah, she got some more. Shut up. We're going back to the video.
Was doing it. Again, in doing so, you are removing the adversity of learning the land at the expense of the player's long-term connection to the land. Most players simply don't have a very long attention span, or a great deal of patience to...
Connection to the land. Who feels that if you have a minimap, you lose your connection to the land? Who feels that if you have no minimap, you gain a connection to the land? Because you know what? There's a minimap in old school RuneScape, and I still feel a great deal of connection getting from Lumbridge to Varrock. There is no minimap in New World, and I feel no connection whatsoever to the landscape in New World. Connection to the land doesn't come from the inclusion or exclusion of a minimap. Connection to the land comes from the land having relevance to you. The reason I feel connected to the land in RuneScape is because the first few quests, Cook's Assistant, require you to explore, to go to the chicken coop, go to the cow field, to go to the windmill. Imp Catcher requires you to go around. Connection to or from an MMORPG land does not come from whether it does or doesn't have a minimap. What it comes from is actually having the land you are in be relevant to you, to exploring around it, to engage, to have a reason to be there.
Deal with failure or time-consuming systems, so game designers needed to remove any and all roadblocks to failure, and this became a double-edged sword because they were now taking the process of adversity and resulting satisfaction and replacing it with a mundane, easy process.
You know what I do hate with minimaps? Any way that Ubisoft does it. Some people say Ubisoft, I say Ubisoft. You know when you open a map on an Ubisoft game, like any of the Assassin's Creed games, and it's just endless icons. Hey, go and find these 50 towers. Go and collect these 400 special caches that you've got. Go and grab this. Here's 1 billion icons. I'm thinking, I'm not actually travelling around because I enjoy the map. I'm travelling from icon to icon. You know when I played Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which weirdly was the only game I ever pirated after I bought it legitimately. There's a weird story about that. I'll tell you because I've got to flesh out this stream. We've only been streaming for 4 hours and 20 minutes. I bought Assassin's Creed Black Flag completely legally on Steam. I paid all the money, I downloaded it. It did not work. The Steam version of Assassin's Creed Black Flag was just absolutely broken. Didn't work at all. So then, I torrented it. Worked fine. And I thought, this is a bit weird, seeing as it's a game literally about piracy. But yeah, it was so weird the pirated version worked better. Although I did own it, so it wasn't piracy, it was making a digital backup. But no, when I was playing Assassin's Creed Black Flag and I was sailing the ship around for the first couple of times, blowing up ports, finding the songs, great time. I had a really good time. And then I realised that I was actually just doing it now to collect those like 500 feathers or whatever it was. Why is there an elephant sweeping on Zepla's stream? Why is the frog there? Why is one of them a maid and there's a tiny little like bouncy pig popping up and down? And this is what people think Final Fantasy XIV is. Like, it's got one of the darkest, deepest, most adult storylines, and yet that is what they see. This is it. This is... It's got one of the darkest, deepest, most adult storylines, and yet that is what they see. This is it.
Don't worry about it, dude.
This. Oh, I've been told not to worry about it. Okay, fine. My bad. I won't worry about it. I got told. I feel like I've been shouted at. Okay, let's go back to why old MMOs feel better. And no emotional reward. Mm-hmm. This paradox of adversity can be applied to lots.
The adversity of checking ThoughtBot for geo coordinates. Yeah, I remember that. I was there for like every quest. Yeah, it's true. Twitch made a lot of people ADHD Andes, you think? I wouldn't say Twitch. That's a pretty common complaint.
Do you think, I mean, it's been proven that the attention span has gone down. You've literally had like 3 treats. Do you know what you cause? You cause Twitch chat to spam meow. They think I'm whipped by a cat. And they are... Yes, 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 yes. Now, there we go. To be fair, it is past her bedtime. And it is late. Now, Visa said I wouldn't finish this video. He might be right. We've been streaming for 4 hours, 21 minutes, and 69 seconds. Which is all of the numbers. That's brilliant. That's just all the good numbers right there.
Like with social media overall. And I mean, I'm sure you could try to make some kind of a theory about maybe it is that people really have had their attention spans reduced because...
Attention span. I forgot. Ironically, I forgot that I was talking about shorter attention spans. How many of you, when watching a TV show or a film at home, are also on your phone? How many of you require not 1, but 2 immediate stimuluses? Stimuli, if you will. How many of you are reading a review or a Reddit thread of the show you're watching as you're watching it? How many of you are tweeting out about something that's happening as it's happening? A lot of people sit with their phones while they are still watching something. It's ridiculous. Kenobi was a phone scroller for sure. Yeah, but that was kind of acceptable because if you weren't scrolling your phone during Kenobi, you'd have to watch Kenobi. So it's understandable that you'd rather be on that. It just goes to show that people have a very short attention span and they want immediate fulfillment right now.
Because of the impact social media has had on our brains. Like, you were just constantly sifting through so much information so quickly that maybe people are just not as patient as they were. But I don't know how true that is. Like, maybe if there had been an alternative to World of Warcraft at the time that I played it that did have less...
I don't know enough about this to have a valid stance or opinion on it, but something just jumped into my mind. ADHD is not exactly a new thing, it's just been diagnosed better, and we understand it better. And people used to say, oh, but you know, many years ago people didn't have ADHD. They did, it just wasn't as well diagnosed. Also, do you think that modern life has not only diagnosed it better, but has given us the tools to indulge it more? Because if you had difficulty concentrating when you lived on a farm, even if you didn't want to focus on it, you've not really got a choice. You kind of have to. You know, you've got nothing else to do. You don't have books, you don't have a telly, you haven't got a phone. You've just got this. Go play with the cows. Just go and throw some mud at a barn. You know, there's very little to do. But now, it's a case of, actually, there are a million things we could do right now. It's not necessarily that it has or hasn't increased. It's just we can exploit it more. There are more... It's more available to it. I mean, we're doing a million things right now. I'm just watching these zombies run around still. Pick up these blacksmiths, whetstones, and scrolls of wisdom. Asmongold is still just watching. Callan is doing all of this. The reaction's happening. You've got the dancing thing going on in the background. I'm talking about this. It's availability. It could just be availability.
Roadblocks, like how many people would have gone to that instead if it had been easier, if it had been more of a modern design, if you could just teleport something like that into the past? Would it have been a...
If EverQuest released today with all of the modern enhancements and all of the modern quality of life features that players have come to expect, easy to read minimaps, easy to read quests and stuff like that, immediate teleporting, do you think people would still love it as much? Or do you think what they love was that it provided, at the time, what was a novel service? I think there's actually some quality to EverQuest, but if it was replaced with modern convenience, it would lose a lot of its general appeal.
Genuine competitor? I mean, probably, but it's...
And the reason for this is the original EverQuest is still going.
I mean, you're just making speculative games. There's no way to really know. Does it really even matter now? Does it matter?
Of MMO. Just finished my first semester as a teacher, but this has been exhausting. How did you deal with exhaustion after teaching 20 hours a week? Oh, that's easy. I quit. If you have decided to become a teacher, congratulations. It's a remarkably rewarding thing to do as far as educating the youth, the adults of tomorrow. But it's also mentally draining. Extremely mentally draining. And the hours that you're expected to put in aren't your contracted hours. You know when people go, oh, but teachers get like months holiday. You get the 3 months, the 2 months, the 4 months holiday. Okay? That's time back for all of the extra time spent off the clock. Marking, working out lesson plans, coming in for teacher training days, putting up with the frickin' parents. When you actually look at the amount of hours that the average teacher works, and then you look at the amount of time off they get, it about balances out with a regular job, with a regular 9-to-5 office job. People just don't like that teachers get 6 weeks in one big block. People always go, oh, teachers got it so easy. You get 6 weeks off. No, they get a relatively average amount of time off. It's just in a big block. That's what it is. You've literally... What? Do you want other food? Maybe you want actual proper food. Maybe you just want loves. You can have some scratches. There you go. You can have some scratches. You are molting. My goodness, that is a lot of fur coming off you. I will brush you soon if you allow me to. She's training you and it's almost complete. Yeah, she is right now molting. Okay, cool. Let's go back to watching this video. We are going to finish it. RPG design elements. There used to be fewer MMOs, so players had less choice. There's 10 minutes left in the Zeppler video. We are going to finish it. Meaning you could make your game more difficult. You could add in more adversity, whether that's the difficulty of the enemies, the quests, or even understanding the systems the game is made up of. Understanding a complex system within a game is itself a form of adversity. Not necessarily gameplay, but you will... Who here has ever understood something complicated and is now proud of the fact they understand it? The people who understand how the skill tree works in Path of Exile love to tell you, it's actually not that complicated once you understand it. I'm like, yeah, but understanding it is difficult. Like, once you get it, it's easy. Oh, it's easy when it's easy. Yeah, I know. You're explaining to someone that once they understand how it works, they can get it. I get it. But should we be making things obtuse on purpose as like a filter, if you will, for new players? Yeah, who's understood this stream? Who out of you in the chat right now thinks that you could actually explain this stream to someone else if they weren't here? Yes, I will come and feed you.
Players would have to conquer them and so be given the reward for conquering them. Ironically now, if something is too difficult, players will leave and go to another MMO because there is so much choice. It is incredibly ironic that the design which sets up satisfaction, adversity, is also the design which drives players away. I am running out of treats. Not everything. I came here for the first time 4 hours late, and I don't know, I'm just rolling with whatever's happening now. Pretty much the way to do it. Yeah, this is a you had to be there moment. You know what's weird is, almost every stream that we do is a you had to be there moment. The loop incident, 101% based. You have to be there to really understand how this is all working. I think she has gone downstairs now. Right. She has gone downstairs and can hopefully chill. Is your cat real, or is that just a soundboard? It's just me. It's me practicing my ventriloquism. Short, if you fill your MMO with player adversity, systems which the player must overcome, it will feel incredibly satisfying when a player advances through it, but it is also far more likely the average player will quit before reaching that satisfaction. You don't have to be here, there's a clip channel. That's true. The clip channel has just hit 100,000 subscribers, by the way, which means the clip channel, Visa, the legend that he is going to get his silver plaque. He's been telling me for a long time he's been wanting one of those, he's been working toward it, we've been supporting it, we've been pushing out and trying to help him out, and he is just doing so... He's done so damn well. And he is going to continue to do well because he is going to continue to grow. Satisfaction, because the process is difficult. And if you fill your game with easy systems...
I mean, to be fair...
Can I just point out the absolute editing brilliance of me saying, and when you fill your game with easy systems, and then we cut to Diablo Immortal.
To be fair, okay, from a Final Fantasy XIV perspective, we have a shitload of adversity involved with installing the game, downloading...
Yeah, even buying FF14 is difficult. Asmongold struggled. It was literally, hey, I'm going to buy Final Fantasy XIV. And the shop's like, good luck, bitch. Which version do you need? Do you need the core version? Do you need the expansion? Expansion and core version? Expansion, core version and month? Special expansion? Other expansions? I'm like, I just want to buy the game. I just want to play the game. And then I'm like, oh, it's fine. I've purchased the expansion. And you log in. They're like, you didn't buy any game time, you fool. You absolute frickin'... You know, your glue stick, your stupid folder. That's what it was like. That's what it was like. It's difficult to actually... It is difficult to give Final Fantasy XIV money. You nincompoop. You absolute watch strap.
The game, making your character for the first time, that's like your first hurdle. And then after that, you have to go through the entirety of the Realm Reborn main story quest to continue on your journey. So I think that we actually have a pretty fair amount of adversity in Final Fantasy. Maybe that's why it's such...
How many Final Fantasy players love to tell you, oh, you've got to finish the main story? Yeah, and it's a good main story, but it's bloody long.
A good MMO. Maybe that's why everybody wants to stick with it, and we have such a good community because it's such a pain in the ass to even get started.
Which remove adversity, it is now much more likely that players will stick around and finish your game, but also they will feel very little connection to it because they never had to overcome adversity to get there. Difficult experience.
It's like when someone pays to skip the story in Final Fantasy XIV to get to the end raiding bit, and everyone goes, "Oh, you ruined it!" And they're like, "Yeah, but I didn't want to play through the story because it's really long. I just wanted to get to the end bit and do the raiding." They're like, "You ruined it. Ruined it for yourself." I'm like, "No, I didn't want to do that. I just wanted to get to the raiding bit." Like, "You ruined it." No, I just want to do the raiding, please. That was the plan. I keep seeing these things about Quinn and eels. I'm actually not in the loop on that. I don't know. Oh, is it eels and heels? Was that what he was after? Like, I genuinely don't know what that thing is. You need to actually tell. I'm going to have to find some clips. Google it. Everyone straight away. Just Google it. Don't talk to us about it. Don't get involved. Just Google it.
Means less immediate fun, but a stronger long-term appreciation of it. An easy experience means more immediate fun, but a weaker long-term appreciation of it. You only need to look at the modern-day video game difficulty mythos to see how we as players...
At what point do you think a bad MMO just starts relying on Stockholm Syndrome? The idea that if you were to get kidnapped, you would eventually start to empathise with your kidnapper. At what point does a bad game just rely on the fact that people have been playing it for so bloody long that they have to like it? Meanwhile, Callum is not even reacting to the reactions. Callum's just vibing, to be honest. Callum's just doing his own thing. He's playing RuneScape.
Players value overcoming adversity. The Pandaren who leveled to maximum without leaving the starting zone. Swampletics taking on the Theatre of Blood while locked entirely inside Mauritania.
What I'm talking about now in the video is to prove that we value and find interest in adversity. Look at all these amazing people who do genuinely difficult, adverse things.
Let me solo her, killing Malenia wearing only a pot on his head. The Happy Hop, performing no-hit runs of the Soulsborne games, sometimes consecutively. Rendy achieving the level 3 Fire Cape in old-school RuneScape, finishing the Mario games without collecting any coins. We value and respect those who overcome adversity.
It shows that there is hope. Because the fact that these kinds of players like Let Me Solo Her, because they are heroes, because they are legends, it shows that everybody still really wants something memorable to go through. But
difficulty is memorable. We want to do difficult things. We want to be remembered for doing difficult things. We want the sense of pride and self-respect that you get through doing difficult things, and yet we do not want to do the difficult thing. Everyone wants to be a bodybuilder. Nobody wants to lift weights.
I think that maybe at the very start of the game is not necessarily the best time for it, but maybe there can be a place for that.
It is. Zeppler's spot on. It's not at the start. It's a process. Slow introduction. Elden Ring does it really well. You know the best game that introduces it? Soul Reaver. Portal has an excellent opening section. Games that introduce you to mechanics slowly and consistently. One of the best intros is the new Warframe introduction. That is fantastic.
At other points in the game, just so the player has some expectation of what they're...
Someone's like, holy shit, this is still going on. Yeah, we are 25 minutes into the video. We're going to finish it soon, don't worry.
They're going to be getting themselves into. Because you absolutely... like, if you don't even know how to press your buttons, if you don't even know how the game is supposed to work, you can just feel like...
Zeppler, you have to sleep. Look, your video is 7 minutes long. We're going to get there.
Well, maybe I can never even imagine of getting to a level where I could do something impressive and overcome something really cool, because I don't even understand... where I'm going. I don't understand what the buttons do. This is just frustrating for me, you know? Like, kind of need to set up a little bit of a realistic expectation for them too.
And if that player is us, we end up valuing and respecting ourselves.
How many people have done something difficult in a game and they then proudly boast about it to other people because you've actually gained a sense of self-respect for it?
So the reason many players have fond memories of older MMOs and will tell new players that older games are better is because they contained a lot more adversity, and playing them demanded you overcome it, giving you as a player that deep sense of satisfaction which comes with doing that. They may not be fun in the moment, but they are infinitely more satisfying to look back on.
He's basically saying y'all need to build character, okay? That's why old MMO...
That's not a good face to pause the video on. Oh dear. Zeppler managed to find one hell of a frame right there. That is, I mean, when my career goes downhill, when I got contacted by the adult industry, when they're like, Josh, we're going to make some pillows, there's the face. And they're like, Josh, we need your likeness on these dolls. Okay, there we go. You're thinking it. I'm just saying it, all right? You're thinking it.
MMOs feel better because it's a character building exercise.
RPGs have removed as much adversity as they can because that improves the early to mid-game experience. The irony, of course, is you will retain more players, but you won't be generating those very huge...
K9, is this hell? I could go back to the start of the video, then it would be.
Human, very intense, very memorable experiences that come with overcoming an adverse system. It's why killing a boss after 100 attempts feels better.
Those adverse systems that Blizzard put in their games for every expansion in the past, like, I don't know, 5 years now. They were just trying to help you, man. They were just trying to get you to appreciate the world.
So then killing the boss after one attempt, you have achieved something.
You feel like Sisyphus pushing that boulder up the hill. But you know what? Ironically, that actually ties in because people have said that your sense of personal pride comes from having a goal to work toward. Sisyphus would never achieve his goal, pushing that boulder up the hill and having it roll down, but he always had something to do. This is two sides of the same coin, two extremes. Would you rather have absolutely nothing to do ever, and no goal and no focus, just complete random wandering endlessly in the void, or would you rather have a goal that you have to work toward that you know will never be finished? Yeah, I mean, you put the quote in the chat, imagine Sisyphus happy. The fact that he knows what to do every day.
Difficult. The irony, of course, is that most players won't stick around for 100 attempts. They will declare it too difficult and move on to a different game. Many players ask for easy routes to be added because they focus on the gameplay experience of right now more than the long-term experience and satisfaction gained by conquering a challenge. The skill in
Audible. Have you heard? Try an incredible selection of Audible originals. I'm just going to read a book. The essence of any Elder Scrolls role-playing game has always been simple. Let you do what you want, and make sure you have fun doing it. Huge, detailed, and open-ended are worlds that frequently come up when talking about Arena, Daggerfall, and now Morrowind. We don't believe a good role-playing game should restrict you from making choices, even if they're bad ones. Go ahead and play a wizard that wears heavy armor. You can do it, but remember that it's another skill to learn and might take away time from your magical studies. One of the first questions people usually ask is, what do I do in this game? The answer we give is inevitably, well, what do you want to do? Do you want to be a noble knight or a treacherous swine? Do you want people to like you? Do you want people to loathe and fear you? Do you prefer casting spells, wielding swords, or both? Want to plunder dungeons and tombs? Rise to the head of a guild? Gather information from everyone about everything? Whatever your interests, there's plenty for you to do in Morrowind. 1 minute you may be gazing up at the moons and stars over the plains, or out for a swim in the Sea of Ghosts and running for your life from a cliff racer or slaughterfish. That was the introduction to the Morrowind manual that I will return to if there's another ad break. Don't worry, we'll get there. I say you need both. You absolutely do need both. That was an advert that I was reading from the Morrowind Game of the Year edition book. I just thought we'd get some history going on there. You know, learn your roots, your video game RPG roots. That's what we need.
In games design is to find that Goldilocks zone, where a game is challenging and rewarding while not being frustrating to the point of making a player quit. Older MMOs had much less competition. Players couldn't just leave for
Josh, I'm literally begging you to make an MMO, okay?
Begging me to make an MMO? I see. I've said this before. If I had the money and the time to make an MMO, what I would do is nothing. I would buy a yacht and go and live in the Caribbean. If I had 5 years and £10 million, I would just buy a nice beach house somewhere and kick back and relax. Get our friends round, get a couple of beers in, we'd order some pizza, And in 5 years' time, people will be like, how's the MMO coming on? I'd be like, dunno, haven't worked on it. Just chilled out for 5 years, had a good time, fed some people, played some pool, went swimming, had a holiday. And they're like, but we gave you 10 million. I'm like, and I spent it. And now I'm going to go back to YouTube. Look, if I had, that's what I would do. If I had the money and the time it required to make an MMO, I would spend the money and the time doing something infinitely more fun than even attempting to make an MMO.
It won't take too much of your time, right? Like, just, I don't know, 10, 20 minutes a day you can probably spend making an MMO, right? And
yeah, 10, 20 minutes a day seems about right. You can just download makeanmmo.exe, and then you just go to File, New, Game, Set Parameters, Game Size, 5,000 people per world, 10 worlds, Fantasy, Medium Graphics, Quests, Voiced, Nolan North, obviously. Generate. That's pretty much it.
That'll be it. Can you do that?
Another game at a moment's notice, and even if they did, it would be just as difficult. So that Goldilocks zone was much broader for older MMOs. When Blizzard said, you think you do but you don't, what they meant was they believed a modern-day MMO player base would quit classic WoW due to the adversity in the game's design.
I mean, it was a pretty condescending thing to say. All right, it kind of was.
It was absolutely a condescending thing to say. The problem wasn't that the message they had was wrong, it was that it was presented in a really dickish way. Like, if you are right and people don't like you, even if you're right, they won't agree with you. People want to agree with people they like, and people want to disagree with people they dislike. So if you have a message and it's correct, but you present it in a way that makes people dislike you, they will say no just out of principle of disliking you. It's what I say to people all the time. It's not that your message is wrong, it's that your delivery of it is wrong.
It kind of was. Like, oh, you guys just...
If people like you, you can tell them anything. You have a responsibility to tell them the truth and to be honest with them and genuine with them, but if people like you, they will be much more receptive. Why do you think when Blizzard said, no, you don't want this game? You don't want this game. Everyone thought they were being a dick, but when Final Fantasy XIV was delayed and they held their hand up and went, we're really sorry, this is what we're doing, this is the problem, we didn't anticipate it, we're doing our best. Everyone kind of went, okay, that's fine. Because they didn't patronise the player base. They didn't talk down to them. They didn't belittle them. They were genuine and they were tactful. You need to be both honest, but also not patronising to your frickin' player base.
You can't handle it. Like, you don't know what you want because we know how you are nowadays, and y'all are soft, okay? You need it easy. You need it spoon-fed to you, and we want to do that for you, and you just got to trust us that this is what you really need, okay? Like,
of Group Finder and the lack of Quest Giver's location on the minimap before they were able to reach the satisfying level of WoW Classic and value the experience that overcoming the adversity gave them. Modern Blizzard design seems to be remove all adversity at the expense of all long-term satisfaction.
What was the most difficult thing to do in Wrath of the Lich King? Just out of question, anyone who played it. What was the most difficult thing to do in Wrath of the Lich King? If you played that game, what was challenging within it? If you played, I would say probably killing the Lich King. What was the most difficult thing to do in Battle for Azeroth? I can't remember. I think the most difficult thing to do was have fun. I think the most difficult thing to do in Battle for Azeroth is remember what the hell happened in Battle for Azeroth.
So the next time you hear an older MMO player saying they want old-style MMO...
Well, no, I mean, you can remove the adversity by just taking out your credit card. Then you'll have some real-life adversity. Like, it's even more real adversity that you will be facing trying to gear yourself up in Diablo Immortal. Like, that's the it's very, very hardcore adversity, because you might lose your house, you might lose your girlfriend, and these are real world impacts that can
back. What they likely mean is, while they may not remember the less fun process of playing the game, they miss the end feeling of overcoming adversity that the game gave them. But what do you think? Should modern MMOs be designed with fewer features so players have to push through adversity to gain the satisfaction of overcoming it, or...
We're nearly there, guys. We've nearly done it. Everyone get ready for this feeling. You know, I said the whole adversity. You could have watched this video. It's 32 minutes long. You could have done this. But no. You've been here for 4 hours and 50 minutes. And you know, when people say, oh, you feel better when you do something difficult, everyone who's watched this whole thing, God bless you, you're about to feel that sense of relief, that sense of pride and accomplishment when you actually... Raristar just got here. You've got to go back and watch the VOD. I mean, you can watch the end, but it's not going to mean anything to you. Some people here, Visa, the editor, the runner of Josh Dry Says, is like, this has been like pulling teeth. I don't know how you're going to edit this. I don't envy you at all. We've had the loop. We've had 101% based. I do not know how you're going to edit this into a video. You have got your work cut out for you, mate, but good luck at doing it. This is going to be on the Clip channel at some point. Take it from the top. Should we, before we finish, you know what? We don't need to finish Zepla's video. We can start reacting to Asmon's video.
Free to play with Prime? That'd be a great idea. I'd love that.
Were added as a result of players directly asking for them. Is it possible to design a game?
I'm not going to do that to you guys. Don't worry. I'm not that evil. I'm not going to make that happen. Let's finish off this video with Zepla.
Should the adversity be removed to increase early game player retention at the cost of long-term satisfaction? Or should self-imposed limitations, such as RuneScape's Iron Man mode, be adopted by the game industry and made available for self-imposed adversity? What's the best design choice here? Let me know in the comments below.
It sounds like MMOs just need Nightmare mode, okay? You just need, like, I don't know, maybe you could go through New Game Plus and change the...
You literally have your raiding gear on IRL. My LARP swords are in the cupboard. And before everyone goes, ooh, Josh, you got LARP swords. Yeah, of course I do. How else am I going to win a LARP sword fight? You know, I don't want to actually use a real sword. You'd hurt someone. Loser. No, right, okay. Shut up. Right, I'm not a loser. Look, okay? I'm going to get these LARP swords out and I'm going to prove to you that I'm not a loser. Because you're the loser. Okay, let me just get them out. It's fine. Because one of them is like a longer kind of katana-style straight ninja sword thing. And the other is a cutlass. See? Every now and again you've got to get a LARP sword out. They're just foam. They don't hurt. It's like a fiberglass inner core, surrounded by foam, and then with latex all over it. But of course, you need to go with a LARP sword every now and again. This one is when the enemy get close. You want to pull out a little kind of close range kind of sword. But then if they're further away, you want to go with the old double-handed, longer kind of blade you can keep people away with. People are like, oh, you're such a nerd. Yes, I am. And I love that. Because a lot of the hobbies and things that I like spending my time doing have this connotation of being nerdy. And I don't look at the connection they have and judge what I enjoy doing off that connection. I judge what I enjoy doing off my experience of doing it. If I like doing something, I will keep doing it. And if people say to me, oh, the thing you're doing is connected to XYZ, if it's connected to the idea, the notion, the creation of this, if it's connected to the community of this, I don't care. I enjoy the process of doing this. And so I'm going to keep doing it. And if you want to try and connect me to a negative community, like the geeks and the nerds, that reflects worse on you than on me. I'm doing what I enjoy, and I would encourage you to do it as well. I don't particularly enjoy playing football, but I'm not going to speak negatively of the people that do. Do what you enjoy, and let other people do what they enjoy.
The difficulty to nightmare mode. I don't know.
Zeppler has got a stick. Other people do what they enjoy.
Finish it. The difficulty to nightmare mode.
With a thing on the end of it.
I don't know.
Zeppler has got a stick. Other people do what they enjoy.
Finish it. The difficulty to nightmare mode.
Yeah.
With a thing on the end of it.
I don't know.
Zeppler
It's
has
time.
got...
It's my...
Oh, it's a staff. Right. She's healing. Perfect. Visa's just like, finish it, goddammit. We're so close to the end of the video.
I don't know. Hard games are good. Yeah. So this was such a fantastic video. I really am impressed by it. The paradox of adversity. Okay, hold up. Let me get the link for you. I really, really appreciated everything that he had to say here. And it made me feel like it really cuts to the core of something that is the main reason why people pine over old MMOs so much, myself included. Because when I think about it, when I think about the things that I loved about Vanilla WoW when I played it so long ago, I always think back to times that were bad. Like, I do think back to times where we were struggling and almost everything seemed like it was ruined, and yet somehow we managed to push through barely.
1 minute
like,
left, guys.
One of my fondest memories, the one of when we killed Nefarian in Blackwing Lair, and I was the last rogue left alive, and it was like we barely made it, and it was so difficult to get there. And like I remember other things like the suppression room where I had to stealth through and deal with the suppression. I don't even know what they are. Like tubes.
We're close, aren't we?
I mean, I think about all these little obstacles that were in my way, and I remember it with a lot of fun. Those are the memories that shine the most in my mind, even though at the time they were
30 seconds.
they were just dog shit to deal with. Yeah. Okay. Hold up. So I want to give you the link here.
30
this
seconds,
is a
guys.
fantastic video. I think this is a video that I'm going to be
20 seconds.
thinking about for some time. It's like one of these things that's such a good point. It's really needs some time to sink in properly. It was so well articulated. Like, I'm incredibly impressed by Josh Strive-Hayes in this. Like, it's absolutely fantastic. This is the best video I've ever seen from him. Maybe the best video about MMOs in general.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining me for this reaction meta stream. This is how we do it from now on. We shut up in the chat. Do you want the final second? Do you want the final second? Well, the thing is, if I play the final second right now, it's really easy. And you're not going to value it. But if I play the final second next time and you come back, you'll value it more. But if I don't play it now, people won't come back. That's the paradox of adversity.
General that I've seen.
But I'm not telling you. What is Detol plant power? You don't deserve to know. You don't get to know the rest of that video. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very, very much for joining me. It's been lovely. Zeppler, thank you so much for giving up your time to react to this as well. Callum, I just assume that you're playing RuneScape still, to be honest. He's probably just off in his own little world, enjoying himself, not getting involved in any of this shenanigan. Asmongold, we'll react to him at some point, don't worry. Path of Exile's still going on. I've not been doing anything in it, but it's there. But most of all, thank you to you, and sorry to Visa, the poor, poor editor, who's going to have to find a way to edit this 5-hour stream down into something. I think we're going to do much more surreal, satirical, ironic streams about reacting in the future, and you guys, who are for some reason sadistic, will come along and enjoy the ride. Thank you very much for your time.